Hi everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2021 Global Startup Academy Demoday. My name is Sejong Park and I am your MC today. First of all, I'm really honored to be an MC for this meaningful event and thank you so much for taking your time away from your schedule to be here with us today. Today's Demo Day is held in conjunction with the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises and Startups, Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneurship Development, and Korea SMEs and Startups Agency. You can participate in this event both online and offline, and it's being live streamed through the official YouTube channel for the Ministry of SMEs and Startups. Actually, it would have been much better to have all of you here in actual attendance, but due to the pandemic situation, it was the best way for us. So I hope you understand. Since the end of 2019, the whole world has been experiencing unprecedented changes in terms of our daily lives, business, and international industries as well. But in spite of this crisis, we must go on with our work to develop startup companies. So, Global Startup Academy is hosting Demo Day again this year. So today we're going to have IR presentations and make an opportunity to help Korean startup companies to advance into global markets. I'm pretty sure this event will be really meaningful for all of us because it was created to provide Korean startup companies with the competitive edge in data, network, and AI field, the great opportunities to secure investment and advance into global markets. I hope you enjoy this conference and make the mutually beneficial relationships with each other. All right, let me briefly introduce today's contents. First, we're going to have IR presentations by 10 startup companies in 5 global top-tier startup accelerator groups, namely 500 Global, Plug and Play, Startup Bootcamp, Techstars, and SOSV. And our accelerators will share their thoughts on their meeting with Korean startup companies, and there will be IR pitching by 10 startup companies as well. And after that, we're going to have an award ceremony for 3 startup companies with the first, second, and third prize. And companies will be judged by 10 judges. And the judges are, some of them are from Korean and some of them are from overseas countries. And they're joining us through Zoom. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, now let us begin the 2021 Global Startup Academy Demo Day. Okay, first I'd like to introduce our co-MCs from 5 global top-tier accelerators, and we're going to watch an introductory video for accelerator group 500 Global. So let us look at the screen. Now we have our co-MC. Hi, Mr. Timur.
Hey, good to have you here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
So could you tell us a little bit about your company first?
Yes, so 500 startups, now 500 global. We have invested in more than 2,500 companies so far across 75 countries, and now we have 41 unicorns under our belt. We always believed in unlocking world's potential. Yeah. And 500 was one of the first companies to believe and recognize that great founders can come from anywhere, not just a 5-mile radius within Silicon Valley.
Oh, it's very impressive. 41 unicorn?
Yes.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, now we're going to invite our first presenter, Mr. Marcus from High Local. Please welcome him with a big hand.
Hi, I am Marcus. the CEO and co-founder of HiLocal. Today, I'm gonna talk about how I have built from what I think to be one of the fastest growing social media platforms. Because in just 5 months, we have reached 60,000 active users with a weekly growth rate of 20%. And for a startup to become a unicorn, it needs to have growth rate of 7 to 10% week over week. And we are already doing twice of that. Now I know what you are thinking. What's HiLocal? It's a new type of a social learning network based on voice, where people around the world come together to talk, listen, and learn from each other in real time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marcus, the CEO and co-founder of HiLocal. Today, I'm gonna talk about how I have built from what I think to be one of the fastest growing social learning platform, because in just 5 months, we have reached 60,000 active users with a weekly growth rate of 20%. And a startup become a unicorn, it needs to have the growth rate 7 to 10% week over week. We are already doing twice of that. Now I know what you are thinking. What is HiLocal? It's a new type of a social learning network based on voice, where people around the world come together to talk, listen, and learn from each other in real time. We started HiLocal because we saw an interesting problem during the pandemic. People wanted to learn from social settings, but there was no way to do so. We started by focusing on Korean language first and create an app where we would let users host their Korean online classes. Listeners would tune in to hear the lectures and then participate in live discussions, learn from each other, get feedback. We thought once the pandemic was over, we would see a sharp decline in users, because our opinion was that people will go back to the traditional way of learning. But the opposite happened. HiLocal was harder than ever. Users came in droves to teach and learn not only Korean, but English, Spanish, and many different subjects. With our current growth rate of monthly active users, we will surpass Spoon Radio in 11 months, who have a valuation of $800 million and 400,000 monthly active users in Korea. We will surpass Clubhouse, 1 million monthly active users in Korea in 26 months, which is now worth more than $4 billion. And not to mention, our HiLocal users are super engaged. We average about 4,000 hours of daily talk time, with each user spending about 40 minutes per day on HiLocal. We are going after $3 billion live audio streaming market in Korea, and by the end of 2022, we will be going after $44 billion live streaming market. We are a subscription-based model, where content creators earn money from the users who subscribe their contents, and we take a 20% commission. Once users download HiLocal, they can discover and join thousands of classes filled with fascinating and unexpected topics. Users can drop into their favorite classrooms while they are commuting, walking their dogs, or running in the park. And even added quick notes where they can save the key highlights. Anyone can host the class and teach others, share their insights, give feedback, and build their own community and following. On top of this, we provide analytics. Think of this as a report card, both for the learners and teachers, which tells you the amount you spent learning, attendance, your daily streak, and much more. Again, I'm Marcus, CEO and co-founder of HiLocal. Our CTO, Jonathan, was a software engineer at Napster. David is our CMO, and he single-handedly was responsible for $4 million in revenue in our previous startup called Global Soulmates. which allowed to us have $30 million exit under our belt. And we are a global team of 12 with global ambition to change the way people connect and learn from each other. We recently raised our $1 million seed round so we can bring HiLocal to more users around the world. And we are looking to network with the future investors and partners for our Series A. If you want to be part of this fastest local ship, come to talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marcus. Thank you very much for your impressive speech. Okay, from now on, we're going to have a Q&A session about the first presentation. And now we have around 9 minutes, so we have some time to ask questions to him. And we have 10 judges joining us through Zoom. So our judges, if you have any questions or if you want to add some comments, please press the hands up button at the bottom of your screen. Then I'll give you the opportunity to ask him a question. So is anybody have a question to Mr. Marcus?
I take a question first. in that case.
Great. Please go ahead.
Right. Thank you so much for your presentation. It is very interesting moment, especially pandemics, how human wanted to connect, like in social interaction. And my question is, what's the competitive advantage against, for example, Clubhouse? Also, if you are focusing on language exchange, probably HelloTalk could be like one of the biggest players. So in terms of the like a platform, in terms of the service price, what could be the competitive advantage for these services?
Oh, hello, yeah. Thank you, Jin. Yeah, thank you for your questions. Actually, yeah, of course, like in our social language learning field, we can say our competitor is gonna be like HelloTalk. HelloTalk, actually, there are many users who move into HiLocal from HelloTalk now because they are based on the text and just like messaging each other. I think it's not alive enough. That's why maybe like HelloTalk users are coming into us, and that's a really good point. We can grow on more, and we also calculated Clubhouse because we want to go bigger markets, live streaming, which is like they focus on the like audio markets in the world, and also they invite many influencers, but they actually include like all the category. That's why I think they cannot focus enough, but we focus language only. So we support people who want to study language, and like that's why we provide like whiteboard and keynotes, save function and screen share, those kind of features. Like we support only language learners, and they will love us, and then they gotta invite like their own friends more. That's what our strategy it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marcus. Is anybody who has a question? Please.
Sure. I would.
Go ahead.
I'll probably go ahead and ask a few questions. So, would like to understand more on your customer acquisition strategy, or rather user acquisition, and what's your cost for that? And also, let's say when you move out of Korea into the global market, how is it going to change? What do you expect from that? And again, how do you differentiate yourselves against other language learning platforms? Let's say, even if you take something more interactive like italki, how do you differentiate yourself?
Yeah, thank you for your questions. Oh, so last word is italki you mentioned? Is that right?
Yeah, so there's obviously italki, but then they do have a different approach. But obviously, similar to that, there will be other language learning platforms as well.
Yeah.
And you're also targeting, let's say, Spanish. There's obviously Duolingo. There are quite a few other platforms. So
Yeah.
that's one. And then obviously, when it comes down to the customer acquisition or user acquisition within Korea, the strategy has to be different. Whereas compared to like a global strategy, it has to be quite different. So would like to get your insight on that.
Yeah, all right, thank you for your questions. Yeah, so actually our customer acquisition, we are always thinking about, actually we already got like a global users from Philippines and India, America, France and Japan, China. So I think like we are not only in the Korea right now. actually. So we already like move into global markets. Also, like you mentioned, like the what is our differentiation with the like the other learning language app? Because they are really in the education and learning, but we are actually on the line between social and education. That's why people actually they study the beginning level, or they study words, sentence, or practice. But after that, they always need some like I want to use it. Yeah, and then but if you just go to like the other social network platform, then this is not only using or just not only practice, because it's not based on the education field. That's why. Yeah, one of our differentiation, like we use like two keywords, social and learning. Actually, our high local vision is learn socially. So people should use what they studied and then really using. Yeah, that's one of our point. Yeah, maybe it might be your like good answer.
Thank you. And now we have Mr. Albert, who hands up. So could you go ahead with your question?
Thank you for the presentation. It was very interesting. I just have a couple quick questions. First, what would be your expected sales projection for this year and next year? So that would be the first.
Yeah, actually, we just closed our seed round, $1 million, the seed money. We are really focusing on the growth. Yeah, that's why I mentioned from the beginning of the presentation, like we are growing like 20% every week. So of course, this year we made only like $20,000, like 20K sales. But next year we gotta reach like $100,000 with our just transaction, like between host and trainers and students or just users. So their transaction, that's what we are targeting. And we also reach 1 million number of users next year. That's the way, like our one of the strategy. Yeah.
Got it. And just to follow up on the previous points, you mentioned you can surpass Clubhouse in 26 months, right? So that assumes you're gonna keep the same 20% growth for the next 26 months. Is that correct?
Yeah. One thing actually we calculated there, like the Clubhouse monthly active users in Korea. So not like a whole the global. Yeah.
Okay, so out of the active users, you mentioned you have international users, but what's the Korean amount? Like Korean users are how many percentage of your total users?
Yeah,
are?
it's 10% around, about 10% Korean users.
Okay. And maybe last question, you know, it's really great growth you actually achieved in those 5 months, but based on the kind of past experiences, it's not guaranteed you're going to have the same growth for 1 year, 2 years ahead, right? So what would be your strategy to actually keep the growth high?
Yeah, definitely. Like if we grow like 20% every week, we gotta be number one in the world. Maybe you guys should really invest right now. But one thing, like the more growth, like of course the growth rate will be going down a little bit. But we think now just 2 users can bring one users. That's our strategy. Like we try to develop like ourselves, like how to share well, how to like. Of course, like our core product should be great. That otherwise, like two users cannot bring 1 users. But that's one of our like a key OKR in our company. So to bring 2 users who bring 1. That's what we are target and develop, and also like some marketing. Also, we actually in the previous question, like who mentioned. Plug and play, yeah. So one of our strengths, actually, we already have done the language exchange business based on offline with 140,000 like users in our own community. That's why they can like support us more. That's one of our assets. We can go faster.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. We have only 1 minute and 30 seconds. So, Mr. Lan from Taipei Digital, could you go ahead with your question? Could you turn on your microphone? Thank you.
Okay. I think the quality of the class will be essential to the success of your company. How do you assure the quality of the class? And is there any difference between you and the Clubhouse?
Sorry, I didn't get your point. Can you tell me one more time?
How do you assure the quality of the classes in your website?
Quality, like between Clubhouse and High Local. Actually, Clubhouse is not really like focusing on learning language, especially. So, but we are really like focusing on like language and support language learners. That's why the first of all, like in the user side, they can feel, oh, this is really like a pure language learning community. And the backside in the companies from high local company, like we really support the tools, like what language learners need, even like save, share, and your daily streak, attendance, and retention for the learning. Actually, Clubhouse doesn't provide those kind of things. That's one of our really big differentiation. Also, just only language learners gathered. That's really big point as well.
Thank you. We are running out of time, so we'll finish the Q&A session. Thank you very much for your active participation. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Marcus, for your presentation. Please give him a big hand.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, he said he wants to go into bigger and bigger markets, so we could feel the enthusiasm. So, Mr. Timur, how did you feel about the presentation? You must have been really happy, right?
I was really happy. I know a lot of people don't see the work that goes behind it, lots of hours and lots of training. But, you know, Marcus officially really killed the job. But the great thing about High Local is we don't know what's it's going to be. It's growing so fast. It's kind of like early days of Facebook. They started with the niche, but like when users are coming in, they're really making the platform their own with high amount of engagement time, and they're growing exponentially, and it's all organic. And that's the most beautiful part about it.
Yeah, we can expect a lot about their bright future, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the next presentation for Raw Korean. So our presenter is Miss Gina Kim. So please welcome him with a round of applause.
Hi, I'm Gina Kim, the CEO and co-founder of Raw Korean. Raw Korean is an edutech startup committed to making learning Korean fun, easy, and accessible by combining AI and data technology with carefully researched learning materials. We started by dreaming of an easier way for anyone to learn Korean, regardless of their location, where the content is always accurate and helpful. For our learners, studying Korean means more opportunities and brings them a step closer to their dreams. Raw Korean gives them a comprehensive way to reach those dreams. Visit rawkorean.com and experience a new approach to language learning for yourself. Thank you. How many of you have tried learning another language? And did you ever feel like your language skills didn't match the effort you put in? Chances are you tried learning with books or apps that seemed like you were making progress, but when you try to use that knowledge, you hit a wall. Your time and effort were wasted. Hi, I'm Gina, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Raw Korean. Raw Korean is a language learning platform combining AI and data technology with carefully researched learning content to provide the optimal experience for Korean learners. What this means is that we provide a fun and user-friendly way to learn Korean using interactive courses, customizable content, and AI-based games. Through our innovative style and unique tools, our users can save time, save money, and stay motivated to build more opportunities for themselves. You've all heard of the Korean wave, and there's a worldwide frenzy for K-pop, K-drama, K-movies, and even the Korean language. However, traditional learning methods can't meet the huge demand, and many online courses have left learners wanting more. And also, even before the pandemic, more and more learners were going online. And now, since COVID, the demand for digital learning has increased. The online language learning market is expected to grow more than 10% each year. And we aim to capture 10% of the Korean language market by the end of 2023 before expanding to other languages. Since launching last Christmas, we've gained more than 14,000 registered users in over 190 countries, and we've been growing at an average rate of more than 40% per month. And this has been all from word of mouth, SEO, and hyper-targeted marketing. Moreover, the retention rate for our premium service is 60%, which is more than 3 times the average retention rate of education apps. Raw Korean focuses on providing a practical learning strategy with unique tools, interactivity, and customization to set us a world apart from our competitors. And Raw Korean uses real-life scenarios and engaging digital workbooks with simple explanations to make learning practical and effective. Also, we provide our learners with the ultimate freedom to choose how and what to study on their first steps to fluency. And because Raw Korean is designed to be used anywhere, on the subway, at a desk, or relaxing on a couch, it is incredibly convenient for our learners to pick up where they left off whenever they have time. We are a simple SaaS solution, and we charge $9.99 per month per user. We'll increase our users through online and offline events, and we are in the process of building international partnerships with organizations like the Scouts and Korean cultural clubs abroad. We have a strong team with diverse backgrounds and experiences ready to handle any challenges. I'm the co-founder and CEO. My background is in linguistics with more than 5 years experience in foreign language learning research. My co-founder and CTO Josie has been developing language learning related digital product for about 4 years. And our content creator Haeun has international experience in teaching Korean and designing her own language content. We're seeking to raise $1 million in seed investment to provide operating income for 18 months. This investment will be used to expand our team, allowing us to create more courses, increase our marketing, and develop apps. Reaching our investment target will put us on track to gain over 400,000 users and around $390,000 in annual revenue by the end of 2022. We truly believe that learning Korean can be both fun and effective with Raw Korean. Visit rawkorean.com and join more than 14,000 happy users to start your Korean journey today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Gina Kim. Okay, from now on, we're going to have a Q&A session again. So our judges, if you have any questions or if you want to add some comments, please press the hand up button. And I'm going to give you the chance to tell. Oh, okay. Mr. Jaehyun Chang, could you go ahead with your question?
Sure. Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I had a couple questions regarding your solution and the market. So you're thinking your solution is super special right now for learning, is that correct?
Yeah.
Then why did you choose a Korean market instead of bigger market? I'm sure there is better market out there with a larger size of market cap.
So speaking of the market size, we started from Korean language, but we plan to expand to other languages once we get to a certain level of sustainability with Korean language.
What's the market size for the Korean language learners? It's just from curiosity. I never saw that information in your deck.
The size of the Korean language learning market?
Right.
So we couldn't get our hand on the credible source of information when it comes to the size of the Korean language market. But our competitors are getting more than 10 million users on their platform just for the Korean language. So we base our calculation based on that number.
You chose Korean market because it's more niche than English learning market. Is that why?
We could see the potential. We thought it was the right time to start the Korean language market because we could see how we can improve faster and better in Korean language market compared to other already much developed language market. But once we can validate our model in Korean language market, we also can see the potential to apply the same learning mechanism to other languages.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I hope this answers your question.
Thank you. Next, we're going to have Ms. Yesol Jung from Future Play. Could you go ahead with your question?
I'm sure. Thank you for your pitch. I have a quick question. Could you give us a brief example on how users can experience interactivity in your service?
There are many ways our users can experience interactivity on our website, but for one thing, we provide digital courses with very engaging workbooks. So our very simple AI react to each user and their learning history. So they can see a different set of questions and different contents based on their level of previous study.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're going to invite Mr. Jin Tanaka for your question.
Yes, so I do have two questions. First one is, what's the input data of AI and what could be like output and how it could help engage the users more? And then second one is, what's the scalability from Korean language to other languages, especially like a tech part?
Tech part. So for the first question, as I said, our AI is at the very early stage. So there are a few variables that we take into account when developing this model, and they are correct and incorrect answers and time taken to answer questions, and also difficultiness of an item. And for the second question, if it's about the scalability, based on our calculation, and once we reach our investment target, and if we can continue growing at the current speed, we can generate revenue like more than 5 million in revenue from 2023. So I think, yeah, and for the application of two other languages, I'm not quite sure if I understood correctly for about the tech questions, like how the technology can be expanded.
Yeah, how's the AI model you guys built, especially for Korean language, that you guys can adapt to other languages? Do you have to optimize other things or start to collect a different type of data?
Once we collect more data, I'm sure there will be way we can improve our technology. But for now, I think what we want to implement isn't just about the technology, but the entire learning method that we provide on our website. So yeah, it's kind of both.
Thank you. Okay, and now Mr. Soon Choi, could you go ahead with your question?
Yes, this is done. Thank you for the presentation. Great to see the traction with the JE hockey stick.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. And I have a question on the IP protection. Have you filed any IP, intellectual property registered, or is it ongoing? Can you explain more about that?
So your question is about the status of our intellectual property, is that correct? We haven't registered anything under Royal Korean at the moment, but every single piece of content and the technology we currently provide on our website is what we developed in-house from very scratch. So probably like with bigger funding, we can start registering our intellectual property. So, agree with your answer?
Thank you.
Thank you. And about Mr. Navaron, could you give a question?
Quick question on the gamification aspect. So you have mentioned about gamification on the competitive landscape, and then also mentioned that you are also targeting towards that direction. Could you walk us through the gamification aspects of your platform?
So for the gamification, we currently provide 9 different games, and they are mostly vocabulary and grammar level games. But as we go, we plan to develop sentence level games as well. So our users can learn what they want to learn through by playing those games. And also we incorporate those gamification like combine the gamification with the digital course. So our learners can learn on their digital course, and then they can also play games inside each course.
Okay, thank you. Now we have like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So do you have any other questions, our judges? All right, not anymore. So Ms. Gina Kim, do you have any
Yes,
final
only.
comments? So yes, all. Do you have another question? Or no. She just pushed the button. Okay, so Ms. Gina Kim, do you have any final comments for our judges?
I hope you really visit rokorean.com and experience it for yourself and see our potential there.
Okay, thank you. Please give her a big hand again. Thank you very much for your impressive speech. Okay, Mr. Timur, do you have any like special feeling?
Yeah,
for
no, I think
Korean?
they both did an amazing job. Both Gina and Josie are some of the hardest working founders I've known. They're always in the office, like hustling away, and it showed. They really take pride in their work, and it's raw Korean is one of the things I wish I had when I was learning Korean. It would have made my life much easier, and now I actually use it to learn my Korean language skills.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been learning pretty fast as well.
Oh, so we can talk to each other in Korean.
Still early levels, but little bit.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, our presenters, Ms. Kim and Mr. Marcus, and thank you, Mr. Timur again. Please give them a big hand. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay, now we're moving on to the second part, and we're going to start with an introductory video for the accelerator group, Plug and Play. Let's look at the screen. Great. We have you. Hi, Mr. Bae.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very excited now.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So, could you briefly explain your company?
Yes, first of all, thank you guys for inviting us with this wonderful event. And the 6 months journey with our startup was very happy time for me. And my name is Joon Bae, and let me introduce about Plug and Play very briefly. We are now running the world's largest innovation platform. And we have more than 20,000 startups and 500 companies and more than 180 VCs in our ecosystem. And our main goal is to build a synergy in the open innovation platform by connecting large companies with experience of industry with startups with leading technology. I hope this was enough for you guys.
Yeah, so you could be the bridge between startups and the big companies, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your introduction. Okay, now we're going to invite Mr. Randy back from Factagora for his presentation. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
I'm Randy Beck, the founder and CEO of Factagora. Have you ever felt frustrated or overwhelmed by the amount of information online and had no idea which sources to trust? Have you ever been fooled by recommendation engines or clickbait? Factagora is a data platform that helps people to make better decisions with facts and supporting logic. We developed a way to store the logical relationships of facts into data sets. And this is how we are different from other data platforms. We collect data from various sources and summarize facts into one unique and easy to understand sentence. With NLP and blockchain technologies, we'll make it possible for people to verify the sources and originality of facts. Data is not enough. I believe that the currency of new internet is trust. Factagora will create a market for trust, which has never existed before. Thank you.
We are living in the infodemic world. Fake news spread faster and more easily than the virus, and it's just dangerous. When we make decisions, we don't know what to trust, especially when we buy something. What we need is a more efficient and convenient way to find the supporting facts. My name is Randy Beck, and I'd like to introduce you to Factagora. Factagora will get rid of garbage information, store logical relationships in blockchain, and monetize trusted data. Factagora will make your decision making easier and save your time of looking for supporting facts. We collect data and summarize them into just one sentence. We also reduce the size of the data by filtering out clickbait and duplications. Finally, we get the fundamental element of Factagora, which is an encapsulation of one sentence of fact and metadata. We call it fact block. So what are we going to do with this? We verify the sources and connect them to each other. Now we got a graph of facts connected with causal relations. Like Google's PageRank algorithms, we have a ranking system called causality algorithms to determine the ranking of credibility. From this unique data set, only available in Factagora, we can calculate 4 different scores, which is credibility, influence, novelty, and conciseness. Users can immediately know which facts are more trustworthy. I'm pretty sure a large amount of fact blocks will be generated. We'll select a few valuable fact blocks from our ranking system, and we'll make an NFT from these facts. And every time this fact block is used, there will be a smart contract commission. This will bring motivation to create more trustworthy facts. We've done a lot of experiences in so many domains so far, such as legal, financial, medical, news data. And now we found a new domain to focus on, which is product review. Did you know that 4 out of 10 Amazon product review is fake? The influence of fake reviews on global online spending is $152 billion. It's huge. And I'm pretty sure most of us look at the reviews when we buy something, right? We will take a smart contract commission on each fact block reuse from the product review system. And this incentive sharing will be powered by Factagora tokens. By using these tokens, users can purchase fact block NFT and pay an encashment fee. If a fact block NFT is reused many times as a reference, then the value of the NFT will go up. Because we store facts on the blockchain, the facts remain perpetual and immutable. In 2021, we developed the technical foundation of our platform, including fact blocks and causality algorithms. It was a precious opportunity for us to get a mentorship from Global Startup Academy, NVIDIA, and Plug and Play. And we also started generating revenues in US by developing NFT marketplace. Next year, we'll launch our platform with focus on product review. We are looking for 12 months financing to grow our business in the US. I'm Randy Beck, CEO and founder of Factagora. I have 13 years of experience applying NLP and machine learning in real-world businesses. I have worked on speech recognition at Immortal, which was a spin-off from Carnegie Mellon, and now it's merged with 3M. I also worked on applying NLP on finance, recommendation engine, identity data at HBO, and big data analytics at Samsung. And this is my amazing team that I'm really proud of. We worked really hard to successfully launch NFT platform and blockchain engines in the US, which is performing really well. Please visit factagora.com and register your email for closed beta service invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Randy Beck. From now on, we're going to have a Q&A session again, and we have like 10 minutes left. So I'm expecting your active participation. So judges, do you have any questions? Yes, we have many members to have questions. Okay. Minsu, could you go ahead with your question first?
Yeah, thanks for your presentation. I have one question because what is your block system based on, like Ethereum or Solana or some sort of thing? And why are you gonna use this?
Right now
Like
we
a sidechain or like layer 2?
right now we are based on Flow. It's layer 1.
Okay. So so the reason why? Because there are lots of sidechains or blockchain systems, right?
Yes, but the answer is like definite because and in the end we're gonna go to multi-chain, right? But we have some special connection between Flow people, so that's the reason.
Okay, thank you. And now, Mr. Matt Raspin, could you go ahead with your question?
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed the presentation. As you know, here in the US, the NFT and blockchains are very exciting things that everyone is talking about. As you may or may not know, some of the political climate in the US, do you see Factora playing a role in politics as well as obviously online reviews?
Yes, what was the question again?
Do you see Factora helping in the political field?
Political fields, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, actually, that's the beginning of Factora, actually. So we started from there. But the problem is that it was really hard to come up with some business model by using like political contents. So we found the product review has more shorter way to creating the business model. So that's the reason why we choose to focus on the product review. But definitely we can help with the politics. But yes.
That's what I was wondering about, if you found a way to monetize the political aspect of it rather than obviously with the product reviews. Seems like there's a lot of opportunities there to monetize.
Yep.
I was just wondering on the political side as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, thanks. So next, we're going to invite Mr. Jaehyun Chang. Could you give a question?
Oh, sure, yeah. So I actually what kind of mainnet were you using again? I know it was the first question. Just wanted to check whether the gas fee and everything makes sense.
Gas fee, because we are not using the Ethereum. So
Right.
we are using Flow, by the way.
Oh, you're using Flow.
Yeah.
Okay, and one more question then would be actually you're providing the one sentence the thing, and you're actually making that into an NFT and into a block. Then that kind of actually means it is very centralized, that you guys are giving the all the information, and then you guys are taking the credibility as well for that. Then?
Yes and no, because some fact block will be generated automatically by our system. Then we will own the ownership. But if the fact block is created by user, then that user will get the first ownership.
Then it also means that it can not be actual fact then, because the user can just put their information on your block itself, right?
That is correct.
So how are you gonna try to manage that then?
Yes, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of trashy information. But as I said, we have 4 different scores to calculate the valuation of each fact block, which is conciseness, credibility, inferential, and what was the other thing? Forget. By the way, we have 4 different scores by algorithm, so that we can rank which fact block is more valuable than the others, right? So then we know which fact block is correct and more valuable than the others.
But people, you said you're gonna make an NFT out of that too. What if people get wrong information about the NFT?
We will only
spreading.
We will only create the NFT with fact blocks when they go beyond a certain threshold, because it's gonna be waste of resource when we create NFT for everything, right? So we will only create the NFT for the certain fact blocks by looking at the scores.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now I'm going to give you a chance. Mr. Albert, could you give a question?
Yes, first of all, can you hear me well? Is my mic okay? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just go quickly with my question. So just to understand a bit more clearly, how much do you charge per per NFT or per review, like per view of NFT? Like how do you plan to monetize it? Could you explain a bit more?
Yes, generally when it comes to general NFT marketplace, platform usually charge 5% or 10%, but I'm gonna need to investigate more time to design well about this token economy. So I cannot give you that exact number right now because it's gonna be cheaper than the artist like NFT thing. That's crazy right now, right? But us, it's gonna be more like information. So it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot more in terms of the numbers. So the commission fee will be cheaper than the art one. I can tell you that.
And to understand from your end user, so someone who wants to buy a certain product, they want to kind of fact check the information about the product they're willing to buy, right? And they're willing to pay a certain fee to double check the fact using your service. Is that accurate?
Not exactly, because we're gonna create an API or some SDK so that the other platform will use that API to call our data, fact data, right? So then we'll charge that API fee, and within that API, within that data set, we know which fact is being used more than the other fact, right? So according to that number, we'll decide the commission and then give that number to the original creators. But as a platform itself, we're gonna create the revenue from the API, data API.
Got it. And maybe the last question would be, for the sentence amount, so for the amount of that you can kind of narrow down. So if the product review is really long, or you enter other areas that have longer amount of text,
yes,
what's going to happen in that case?
Right. So then, as I said, there's 4 different scores. One of them was conciseness score. If the length of the text is so long, which means it's hard for user to read, then concise score will go down, right? So then user wants to create shorter sentence, summarized, rather than long sentence. So we will motivate them to generate that kind of text, rather than the longer one.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have only 2 minutes. So Mr. Soon Choi, could you give a question to him?
Yes, thank you. I have tons of questions, but I'll just manage to narrow it down to one. Thank you for the presentation. I think this is very interesting concept. But on the other hand, I'm also a bit concerned about have you done a recent fact reviews or review getting the fact checks? Because some the platforms don't want to have the fact checks on the reviews. They just want to have good reviews or fake reviews to sell more.
Yes.
What do you think about that? And have you done research on?
Yes, I agree. So there's some e-commerce site who wants not truthful information on their site because it's better for them, right? But we have a philosophy. We are targeting society where transparent and logical, and we're gonna target platform where who doesn't want that, right? So there's gonna be a platform who want some dirty information. There's gonna be a platform who want review system better than the other platform, so they have a competitive advantage, right? So I'm platform A, and I want to get more user from platform B. So then what should we do? We should if we have a better review system in our platform, then it's gonna be a huge competitive advantage. So user satisfaction will go up. For that kind of needs, we're gonna target.
Thank you. We are running out of time, so we're going to finish this Q&A session. Thank you very much for your active participation, our judges. Thank you, and thank you, Randy Back. Thank you so much. As we all know, NFT and blockchain, they are the keywords of the fourth industrial revolution. So the Factagora has a bright future, right? So how do you feel about the presentation?
Yeah, I can tell you guys, everyone, they're very hardworking and very bright guys. When I visit every time our site, they were every time have a meeting, and they guys were all smiling and working
Really?
very hard. And I think that unique concept is the charming point of the startups.
Yes. Yeah, right. We are expecting a lot too. Okay. Before we moving on to the next presentation, I have an announcement to all of our judges on Zoom. So please check the Zoom chat box at the bottom of your screen. Please check the Zoom chat box, and please remember that you need to submit the evaluation for each presentation before we move on to the next presentation. So please keep in mind that and remember this important part. Okay, our next presenter is Mr. Taejun Kim from A Virtual. So please welcome him with a round of applause.
Hello everyone, my name is Dylan, CEO of A Virtual. Post-corona, changes in various industries are expected. As you probably recognize, COVID-19 will surely not be the last pandemic to deal with even in the near future. In preparation for the upcoming virus disaster, we converge various technologies and provide work needed to solution to customers. Without open innovation, I would not be where I am today. I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do alone. Share technology, share markets, share ideas, and put them into action. Companies, accelerators, VCs, research institutes, universities, and any partnerships are welcome. The next generation disinfection platform, A Virtual. Find me if you want to change the world. Thank you. Protecting your space from viruses. For the last 2 years, the entire world has been grappling with the challenges and consequences from the COVID-19 pandemic. But this has been the first pandemic we've dealt with in past decades. As you probably remember, with SARS, H1N1, MERS, and Omicron recently. And this will surely not be the last pandemic we deal with, even in the near future. With each new virus that emerges, we have to develop new and more sophisticated ways of trying to protect ourselves and our environment from these enemies. However, even the most recent options still are not adequate. Some facilities only use thermal scans at entrance to buildings, and others use teams of disinfection crews to spray chemicals. That's all. All of these options fail to provide safe, real-time disinfection, and costly and time-consuming. What we need is a way to totally protect ourselves from viruses in a safe, cost-effective, and convenient way. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dylan, CEO of A Virtual. I'd like to introduce you to AlphaNobot from A Virtual. AlphaNobot is an autonomous mobile disinfection robot using LiDAR and AI map building technology. We safely and conveniently disinfect multi-use facilities. By using AlphaNobot, we can provide safe, real-time disinfection in a faster, more efficient way compared to alternative methods. Our prototype has been completed, and we have made already finalized plans to demonstrate all of its state-of-the-art function and capabilities in 5 separate government buildings, starting from mid-December of this year in South Korea. The core technology that makes AlphaNobot so convenient to use is the LiDAR and AI 3D map building capabilities. Basically, AlphaNobot can map office by itself and can independently navigate the space without any human interaction and control. And second core technology is about UV. Most disinfection robots use UV light technology, which is not good for human. By using our fan filter process, we eliminate our UV exposure users, making it safer and 30 times more efficient. Not only is AlphaNobot more compact than competitors, it is the only robot that can automatically learn and 3D map each area. The global market for disinfection is over $80 billion and growing rapidly since the pandemic. We estimate our serviceable market is up to $0.1 billion by 2024. Our target would be the large buildings or multi-use facilities such as hospitals, schools, restaurants, churches, and so on. That's why we will focus on B2G business model, and public procurement service will be first and the most important thing. For the domestic market, we apply to all government programs and projects aimed at Korean startups. We will use our government connections from our previously planned trials to expand to other regions. We will also participate in trade and exhibition show. Since April of last year, foundation, a virtual has grown quickly with much progress. We have made 30 global partners and 15 patents, 11 teams, and 4 development lineups, and funded $700,000 without any investments. And we have made $850,000 in revenue in this year. We have a strong and capable team, including Open Innovation, Professor Park, and patent attorney, Mr. Song. And I have previous experience as COO and CEO of energy sector. Especially, I'm still in CEO of an Indian company in New Delhi. And our COO, Jin Young, he's an MBA, and he has also 3 years experience of CEO startups. And CCO, Jinsu, he's a very creative guy and expert in industrial design and marketing and sales. Along with our 8 more technical teammates who have the expertise and experience to ensure the success of this company. We are currently seeking $750,000 in investment, which will be used to establish manufacturing facilities and global branches. If we achieve our funding goals, that will ensure we reach our short-term goals of establishing our Singapore branch and US global branches, putting on track to reach our revenue goal of $3 million by 2023. I really would like to introduce other business expansion model, not only Alpha Nova. Please find me and talk to me if you're interested. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Kim, for your impressive speech. We have like 9 minutes left, so we're going to have a Q&A session again. So our judges, if you have any questions or if you want to add some comments, please press the hands up button. Yeah, Mr. Navaran, could you give a question to him first?
Sure. Thank you so much. So thanks for the presentation, and I would like to go straight to your fundraise. So you're raising $750,000. Could you walk us through the manufacturing cost for each unit, and then also regarding the sales cycle for each unit? And if we are looking at, let's say, if you could give us an estimate of a certain area that is being disinfected and how many robots you require to deploy in that area, and also regarding the operations, like how do you keep them charged? What's the cost involved in the operations? Like if you could walk us through that as well.
Okay, so if you don't mind, can you please make it short?
Sure. So the first part is about, so because you're raising $750,000, so the first part is about your manufacturing costs. The second part is more about your operations. So basically, what area are you targeting with each robot? What are the consumables? What is the operational cost? All of that.
Okay, so our Alpha Nova cost is about $65,000 per unit, just one sale. And we also have a business model to rent our service, of course, because it's too expensive. And manufacturing cost is, for now, is about $40,000. It's too much, but we don't have enough our manufacturing facility by ourselves, and that's why we're currently seeking investment for that. And also, operation cost is only they can use the they have to buy disinfectant to fill out inside of the robot, because this robot spray disinfectant and also a UV fan filter process. So we and also go and teach them how to charge and how to operate. And there is of course a charging system of the robot, and one charge it would be 3.5 hours to run. And we developed a new model next year, one charge and 5 to 6 hours to run operation. That's our plan. Is that enough?
Yeah, I think that's enough. And also a quick question on the competitive landscape, because we have seen similar robots here in Singapore as well. And one of the startups is actually engaging with us already. Have you looked into the competitive landscape, considering that you also mentioned that Singapore is one of your target markets where you want to set up operations next? So yeah, would like to get your insight on that.
Okay. Oh, that was your question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so would like to get your insight on the competitive landscape that you see from your perspective.
Can you please say it easier?
Just the competition. Just the competition.
Okay. Competitors. Of course, there are many competitors, but most disinfection robots competitors use only UV light technology, and they have to disinfect whole facilities when people is not inside of the building, because it's very harmful of our skin and our eye. So we make our own UV fan filter process, and we have a more 30 times better than more efficient way with patents and then test report. We already done it, and also there is competitors in Singapore. I think Singapore likes robotics or AI technology. So about 1.5 years ago, Singapore already launched a disinfection robot, but that robot is too large. It's about 2 meters or 1 meter, 180 centimeter, something like that. It's very huge, and also they're only UV light technology, and that's not that enough efficient way to disinfect the virus. So that's our competitiveness.
Okay, thank you. And now, Mr. Soon Choi, could you give a question to him?
Yes, thank you. Really interesting robot that might fit to this current situation. I'm in the airport right now, so maybe they also need your robot.
Yeah, there must be.
So here's my question. I would like to know if you have some test results on your robot, because this is infection technology that you have. It needs to be proven to be sold, I guess. And that's my first question. And second question is, how would you also take care of the FDAs that you have to go through in your target market?
Okay, thank you. And for the first question, we already have another product development, and that is a disinfection gate and disinfect our hands, mostly disinfection equipment by ourselves, and that's what we have made revenue in this year. And also we have a certificates and more than 10 test reports, which is 30 times more efficient than alternative methods, just only UV lights, or compared to them, our disinfection capability is so much better. And Alpha Nova just has been completed, and from starting from next week, we will demonstrate 5 separate government buildings, and the test reports or certificates come out after that. And also, second question is about FDA. You told me, or FDA for
in other countries.
Other countries for now. Our target country is for now is Singapore, India, and U.S. market. In U.S. and India, we need a FDA certification, and I am preparing for it. Not right now. Don't have it, and we will be prepared about within 6 months.
Thank you. Okay, now we have around 2 minutes. So, Ms. Yesul Jung, if you don't mind, please make your A question shorter.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for your pitch, and I have a few questions. Is there a need of customization when you sell your robot? If yes, how long does it take?
For now, I'm not considering something like customizing manufacturing because it costs a lot, because we have to draw again from starting, and it will take at least 2 months to produce it. But if a customer needs one specific model, it will take 10 units per 1 month for now.
And since you mentioned that your comparative advantage is disinfection technology, how do you deal with software and hardware development to build AlphaNova then?
About the software, this is an autonomous driving robot, so we use software with links to LiDAR and 5 sensors technologies, and we use a ROS system for the software.
Sorry, but are you guys using open source for that?
No. We develop
so you
by
mean
ourselves.
that you guys have in-house developers, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for your active participation. And so we are going to finish our Q&A session. And thank you, Mr. Kim, for your impressive speech. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Bae, before he started his presentation, you were like, way to go, Mr. Kim. So, was your expression to support as an accelerator?
Yes, of course, and we're looking forward to meet him as a unicorn at the future.
So do you see the bright future?
Of course. They're very hardworking and they're very, maybe actually they're the only startup with like a robotics and fertilizing in our whole program. So yeah, that is why we are looking forward more about it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bae. Please give him a round of applause again. Thank you. All right, now we have completed presentations by 4 startup companies. So from now on, we're going to take a 10 minutes coffee break. So now it's 2:45. So in 10 minutes, 2:55, we'll be back here in 10 minutes. See you very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
Yeah, I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a
May I
startup
have your attention, please?
South
In
Korea.
1
The
minute,
government has
we'll
been so
resume
supportive.
a Demoday
The startup
program.
ecosystem
Please
has been
come
so
inside
supportive of
and be
us.
seated. May I have your attention, please? In
And,
1
we're actually
minute,
really
we'll
looking forward to staying
begin
for a long time
the next
and seeing
presentation
where
session. So
the
please
startups we
come
work with
inside the
are going,
conference room
after
and be
this.
seated. We'll begin very soon in 1 minute. Please come back to the conference room. Thank you. In 1 minute, we are going to resume the presentation session. Please come back to the conference room and be seated. Thank you for your participation.
Yeah, I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we're holding the 2021 Global Startup Academy Demo Day. And now we're moving on to the third part. And first, we're going to watch an introductory video clip for the Accelerator Group Startup Bootcamp. So let us check the details on the screen. Okay, now we have another accelerator. Hi, Mr. Thomas.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Glad to be here.
Thank you for joining us today. So could you briefly introduce your company?
So Startup Bootcamp is a specialist market expansion and internationalization accelerator that has run over 40 programs in over 20 countries, often working in partnership with over 100 of the world's largest companies. And we often run themed programs. And just to give you an example of some of the things we're working on right now, we're currently running programs around decarbonization, supply chain resilience, and also smart cities.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, we're expecting a lot about the presentations, right?
Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint.
Okay, so now we're going to invite our next presenter, Mr. Woo-jung Choi from Jubilee Instrument. Please welcome him with a big hand.
Hello, I'm Woo-jung Choi, CEO and founder of Jubilee Instrument. We're going to revolutionize how people learn and play a musical instrument. Until now, musical instruments haven't really stepped outside their traditional boundaries. You buy an instrument and you hire an expensive tutor to teach you how to play. And once you learn, you don't really get to play them because they are either too heavy or too loud. Our goal is to provide an all-in-one solution. We want to build a thriving ecosystem of apps and hardware where people can teach themselves how to play and to play their instruments wherever and whenever they desire. We've already launched the first product, and watching people create music using our instrument is an amazing experience. Hopefully, you and I can work together to bring more music to the world. Thank you. Do you play a musical instrument? Maybe you regret not learning one when you were younger. Well, if you never tried, or at some point just stopped playing and practicing, what was your reason? For a lot of people, it's the cost. Private lessons often cost much more than the instrument itself. For other people, it's the hassle. Maybe the instrument you wanted to learn was too big and too noisy, and you couldn't find a place for it in your life. Maybe the endless searching for tab sheets and backing tracks just drained all the enthusiasm out of you. The truth is, there's just a lot of friction when it comes to learning and playing an instrument. I'm Woo-jung Choi, founder and CEO of Jubilee Instrument. We streamline and enrich the way people learn and play a musical instrument. We believe that convenience is the key to keeping people engaged, so we created an ecosystem of instruments and digital learning environment that will provide everything you need to start playing and keep on playing. At the heart of our ecosystem is our smartphone app. This app provides a gamified learning experience like Guitar Hero, but with an actual instrument. And as you progress, we offer backing tracks for thousands of songs, which can be customized for your specific instrument and learned using the same gamification technique. Our app also serves as a platform where users can interact and collaborate, doing things like composing new songs or simply showing off your playing in progress. To best utilize our platform, we also make smart instruments that seamlessly integrate with our digital product. These instruments are specially designed to be easy to carry around and provide total control of volume and tone. For example, this is our first product, Jubilee Guitar. It's over 50% smaller than traditional instruments, but can produce sounds ranging anywhere from country music to heavy metal rock and roll. Since it's so portable and versatile, it just allows much more opportunities for practicing and playing. Now, there's a reason why we do both software and hardware. An app that provides various musical contents is great, and everybody loves the sound and feel of a traditional instrument, but these two are, in most cases, incompatible. That's why we do both, so we can make sure that we provide the most integrated and most immersive experience. The global musical instrument market is worth over $10 billion annually, and online education market is an extra $100 million. We will first focus on guitar and guitar education with an initial goal to reach $30 million in annual sales by 2025. We will generate this revenue through our hardware sales while simultaneously establishing ourselves as a leader in online education market, which is still in its infancy. The sales of our hardware is done through distributors and retail music shops to accelerate global market penetration. As more of our hardware sells, more people will join our digital ecosystem. As for the app, it's provided at a freemium model where learning curriculum and some songs will be provided free of charge, but there's an option to gain full access for a monthly fee. We have an ambitious roadmap for the next 4 years. Until 2022, we run a series of crowdfunding campaigns to finance development of our product. We've already run a successful campaign here in Korea, raising more than $200,000. By 2023, we plan to be offering retail sales to the global market before launching our app subscription service in 2024. We have a small but strong and competent team. I myself am an expert in mechanical design and production with a master's from UC Berkeley. And I spent 6 years developing a surgical robot that's being used in a number of major Korean hospitals. Dongdu Lee, our engineer in charge of R&D, has more than 5 years of experience in embedded audio system. We're seeking $300,000 in investment for a year of operating expenses. This investment will be used for R&D, content creation, hardware production, and to promote our crowdfunding campaigns to draw in even more funds. If we reach our investment target, we'll be on track to reaching our short-term goal of $10 million in revenue by 2023. Jubilee is going to redefine how musical instrument market works. If you want to join us in this journey, please invest in us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Choi, for your impressive speech. Okay, from now on, we're going to have a Q&A session of this presentation. So all of our judges, if you have any questions, please press the hands up button. Okay, now we can see 2 volunteers. First, Mr. Soon Choi, could you go ahead with your question?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. By the way, I also played guitar before. I played acoustic, electric, bass guitars. And I wish I've known the product way before. So here's my question. I have several questions. So one is, since you are also developing software and hardware, have you sold any?
Okay, thank you for the great question, and it's nice to meet a customer. So we've done a crowdfunding campaign in Korea, and we sold over 350 guitars currently, and it's expected to ship in February 2022. So we haven't sold any retail, but we've proven the market demand for it through crowdfunding.
Okay. So you sold through crowdfunding, 350, and what was the profit margin look like?
Right now, we're at 25% profit margin after all the production cost and the fees that crowdfunding agencies take.
Okay, and I have a bunch of questions, but let me just focus on one more. So I once wanted to be a guitarist and was thinking to go into a music university or something like that. And I have fell in love with some of the brands of the guitar. So here is my concern. So how would you compete with Gibson, such as guitar, brands that that gives you a feeling of you can become a Beatles rock star? How would you beat the brand?
Okay, so major brands like Gibson, Fender, and Taylor, they're doing great things. But actually, our product is a one-of-a-kind, and we offer values that those brands do not offer. Traditional brands offer traditional instruments, and they do not deviate much from them. But we make instruments that are super portable, super versatile, and it's very easy to use. So I think we're going to have a larger, an appeal to the larger audience. And also, the AI technology that we're working on is actually to simulate the sound of a high-end guitars, like $10,000 guitars and so on. So I think our guitars can work best in a recording situation where other traditional instruments will require a lot of equipment to produce the same level of same quality of sound.
Yeah, and also sound of quality, and also the figure also matters a lot, because some people buy the figure of the same guitar of, let's say, a pop star or a rock star.
Yes, I understand that influence marketing is a large part of the marketing for musical instruments, and we are planning to connect with the musicians around the world as we prepare for the global launch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, actually, I wanted to be a musician too. Okay, now, Mr. Albert, could you go ahead with your question?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. It's very interesting. I really love music as well. A lot of the questions I had were already asked just now, and just a couple quick follow-up questions. So you did the campaign with 350 guitars you sold, you said. What was the price per guitar at that campaign?
The price per guitar was about $550 US dollars.
And then would it be possible to still use your app with the other guitar that other people already have, or they always need to use your guitar?
Yes, our applications and our learning platforms will be fully compatible with other traditional instruments. But the point is that it works best with our instrument because we offer internal speakers or other communications with the app that provides more immersive experience.
Could you please elaborate more? So what would be the other advantages to use your app specifically for this solution?
Okay, so
or your guitar, yeah.
Thank you. So the major advantage of using our app with our own guitar will be that we'll be able to provide more immersive experience. For example, since our app can communicate with the smart guitar, our own smart guitar, we're able to provide more accurate feedback for practicing. Instead of monitoring the sound through an iPad's microphone or something, we can directly transfer the data to our application. And also, if you don't use our instrument, the sound of a background track will be played in someplace else. Like your instrument is right here, but the backing track is being played on an iPad or a laptop someplace else, and it just doesn't provide that immersive feeling of being on a stage. But if you use our product, the sound of a guitar and the backing track is being played from the same source, and it just provides a whole new level of immersiveness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Ms. Gina Kim. Could you give a question to him?
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, what are your go-to-market strategies for selling other than crowdfunding?
Okay, so we're doing crowdfunding to finance development of our guitar, and as soon as it's fully developed, we'll be working with distributors around the globe to sell our guitars in brick and mortar stores where people can come and play and buy our guitar.
Thank you. So now we have Mr. Lin from Taipei Digital. Could you go ahead with your question?
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting project. I'd like to know a little bit more about technology advantage that you have, including how you do the acoustic, how to make it a high quality, maybe speakers and so on. Could you say more about your technology advantage?
Okay, so when we talk about technology, we are not offering a new technology. We're just offering a new combination of technologies in a very convenient to use and very compact format. So, if you buy a cheap guitar and put it through expensive equipment like equalizers or reverb and things like that, it will sound good. But the problem is that you need all those equipment and you need to carry them around. What we've done is put them all inside our own guitar. So by using those existing technologies, we are able to create the sound of a good sounding guitar. And in the near future, we'll be launching our AI technology, which will be used to transform our sound directly into the sound of high-end model guitars, which has never been done before.
In your team, do you have any people who are expert in digital signal processing?
Yes, actually, Dongdu Lee has been working in the industry for 25 years in the field of DSP.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have only 2 minutes left, so it would be the last question. So, Mr. Matt Laspin, could you go ahead?
Yes, thank you. Hey, I enjoyed your presentation. Great background. Seemed like you're on top of it. During your presentation, you had pictures of several different instruments. Is this just guitar specific? And will they eventually be weaned from the app and be able to play the guitar without the app, or is it just a perpetual subscription in order to play the instrument?
So app works separately from an instrument. So you do not require an app subscription to play our guitar. We just provide contents and learning platforms where for people to enjoy, but it's not necessary to play the guitar.
And will your technology be applied to other instruments eventually, or is this just guitar specific?
Yes, our technology will be expanded to other instruments like piano and drums. So when we are creating the backing track contents, we're actually keeping them in mind and allowing them to add or subtract instruments from the backing track to be customized for their specific instrument.
Okay, and they're not learning from an app, they're learning on the instrument while watching an app, or how does that work exactly?
Okay, so in our app, we're going to be providing a visual tab sheets, like a sheet music. So as the parts, as the chords come in, you play the guitar at the exact timing that the app provides. And then the app will monitor the practicing that you're doing and provide coaching feedbacks.
Okay.
Thank
Oh, very
you.
interesting.
Thank you so much. We are running out of your time, so we're going to finish the Q&A session. Thank you so much for your active participation. And Mr. Ujung Choi, thank you very much for your impressive speech. Please give him a big hand again. Thank you. So, Mr. Thomas, so what was the impression of the presentation?
So Ujang always gives fantastic presentations, and that's why we put him forward for Demoday today. He's just one of those guys that seems to handle all of the challenges of being a founder with great ease. And I think the way he answered the questions just now with such fluidity and clarity, like really kind of speaks to that.
Yes, I think so too. Thank you very much. Okay, now we are moving on to the next presentation. And our next presenter is Mr. Sunbin Chang from InnoYard. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Hi, I'm Sunbin Chang, CEO and founder of InnoYard, the mobile-based 3D scanning, modeling, and printing platform. We enable clinicians to take 3D measurements and create personalized 3D printed medical devices, reducing fabrication lead times by up to 90%. We have developed one of the most advanced mobile-based 3D scanning technologies available on the market today, and healthcare applications only represent the tip of the iceberg in terms of our technology's potential. We are here at this Demo Day to show the Korean business community how we plan to change the industry and shift the paradigm of 3D data. Thank you. Every day, more than 1 million scans take place around the world to obtain 3D data in hospitals. 2.8 million clinicians use 3D modeling on a daily basis. This demand for 3D scanning and modeling leads to 500,000 3D printed medical devices being sold every year. Despite being so important and commonplace, utilizing 3D scanning and printing is difficult in the medical workflow. This is because conventional 3D scanners, while being extremely expensive, are surprisingly imprecise and inaccurate. As for 3D printing, poor system connectivity and integration with 3D scanners means there's long lead time for 3D printing products. This means patients may have to wait weeks to get a life-changing medical device, like a prosthetic limb. This has several consequences: wasted resources for hospitals, decreased productivity for clinicians, poor clinical outcomes. Hi, I'm Sunbin Chang, CEO and founder of InnoYard. InnoYard is 3D data capturing and modeling service for the healthcare industry and beyond. We allow clinicians to take a more accurate 3D measurements and make made-to-order medical devices using mobile-based 3D scanning, modeling, and 3D printing. Using our service, clinicians can save $20,000 in device cost, save space, save 434 hours of time per patient, and also earn money via commissions when they sell our medical devices. Here is our mobile 3D scanner. The app uses 3D sensors, camera, and inertial measurement units to scan a person's head or body. After capturing 3D data, it then visualizes the model with finest details. Our app automatically calculates the measurement needed by doctors to make a diagnosis or create a medical device. A medical device can be instantly created on top of our 3D model using our self-made algorithms. The whole process, from scanning to printing to product delivery, takes just 3 days. Let's put this in perspective. The current system takes 3 to 4 weeks. We insist on on-device, real-time, 3D data capturing and modeling service by integrating the following features and make 3D scanning workflow super simple and autonomous. And that's what sets us apart from our global competitors. Our big unique selling proposition is that InnoYard is entirely mobile-based. There's currently no other service that does what we do on such small devices. We operate a SaaS business model. We charge $100 a month per clinician and $3 a month for other individuals who wish to use our service to scan any object. We'll also generate revenue by selling our 3D printed medical devices, starting with our own beautifully designed cranial orthosis helmets. We estimate that the 3D scanning, modeling, and printing market in the healthcare industry amounts to a value of $2 billion, with a growth rate of nearly 14% annually. Our goal is to obtain 10% market share in this sector within 5 years' time, for an expected revenue of $210 million by 2027. As of today, the patient data were utilized for the most recognized plastic surgery conference in Korea. We have 2 top institutions already using our mobile scanner day in, day out. Expert doctors have confirmed our measurement precision to be reliable and accurate. We have also successfully tested out scan to 3D print workflow numerous times, are in the final stages of regulatory approval for our first 3D printed product. Here's our team. I'm a plastic surgeon with 8 years experience with abundant medical network and subject matter expertise. Our CTO is also a medical doctor, as well as a very skilled full stack developer. Our lead engineer, Hong Gyun, holds a PhD in mathematics, which is the reason why our computation algorithms are so precise. We have 4 additional full-time, young computer science background engineers working hard to make the #1 data capturing and modeling service in the world. To date, we have raised a total of $110,000 in grant and equity funding. Now, we're asking for $250,000 to reach our next goal. With this funding, we'll obtain commercial relationship with 80% of major hospitals in Korea. The goal is to become the industry leader, industry standard in 3D mobile imaging. We also aim to achieve 50% market penetration for our 3D printed cranial orthosis in 2 years. In closing, we want to become the global powerhouse in 3D imaging, not only in healthcare, but eventually in other industry as well. Since 3D data is used everywhere, in almost every industry. Please vote for InnoYard, the standard for mobile 3D imaging. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chang, for your impressive presentation. Okay, from now on, we're going to have a Q&A session for like 9 minutes. So if you have any questions, please press the hands up button. Okay, now our volunteer is Mr. Soon Choi. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. Sorry, here's a bit of noise. I have a question. So regarding the 3D scanning for medical devices and printing those out, do you need some kind of certification or FDA?
Yes, it's different from every country, but in Korea it's class 2. So we are in the final stages of regulatory approval for our 3D printed medical device.
So you cannot actually commercialize it until you have the certificate?
Yeah, the whole process around 6 to 8 months. Now we are in 4 months of that process, so we have 3 months left. We have passed the safety test, so we passed the big hurdle.
Got it. Also have a question on the team side. So I understand that you have expert teams, but I don't see a team member who can do marketing and sales. How would you handle that?
We believe our market is a little bit different from any other market because ours is disease specific. For example, to sell our 3D printed product, we have to target a specific disease patients. So we know that those patients reside in a certain community, and that's where our expertise comes in. Like, since we're a team of medical doctors, we know where the communities are. So I don't think, since we're only targeting healthcare market in the first 2 years, we don't believe we need a special marketer to target those communities.
Yeah, because for example, let's say Pfizer, they do have sales team,
Yes.
right? They don't have a bunch of researchers or doctors doing sales. They have sales team. That's because they are good at sales, selling things.
Yes.
So I was asking if you are planning to have them or you already have them.
We're going to raise money to have the sales team, so we can have direct sales with hospitals. That's why we're raising money, so we can have a sales team.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And next, Mr. Neveron. Could you give a question to him?
Sure. Thank you for the presentation. So I do understand that your core value proposition comes in the form of the software that you're putting forward. But having said that, you're also bringing actual physical products, 3D printed products to the market. So first question is, what kind of materials are you dealing with? And then the second question, actually, it's an extension of the question on the team. You mentioned that you have 4 other team members who are also focusing on the software end. Don't seem to see anyone from mechanical engineering or material science engineering. So how are you dealing with the product development process?
For the first medical device that we're developing, which is cranial orthosis, I've studied myself for 8 years, so I think I'm myself is an expert in that area. And for the material question you asked, it's made out of nylon, which is not possible with the current method, but we're 3D printing. The biggest advantage with nylon is that it's environmentally friendly. So I mean, we're very confident that we can penetrate 50% market penetration because of the material that we're using, which is way more advantageous than the plastic that's currently using right now.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to invite Mr. Lan from Taipei Digital. Could you go ahead?
Have you considered other applications such as souvenir market and the toys market? And why you only raise such little money? Is that enough?
What other market did you say? Can you say it again, please?
A souvenir market.
Veneer?
Souvenir.
Souvenir market. Yes. If you have a look at our market, the total applicable market, that encompasses everything that's we can do with the 3D scanning technology, a 53 billion target. But that market itself is right now too big for the team of our size. So we're only concentrating in healthcare because there's plenty to do, and the market itself is already very big for healthcare. But after 2 years, as you said, we're going to recruit other members with other specialties so that we can target other markets that are bigger in size.
And my second question is, you only ask for $250,000 US. Why such little money? Because at this stage, maybe you should spend more on marketing.
I think one of the biggest advantage of our team is that it's self-funded. We have already put in a lot of our self-money into it. So we're confident that we can self-serve ourselves within 2 years. So that's why we're asking for little money.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Herbert, could you go ahead with your question?
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation. I'll just be brief. What was the reason you went for healthcare? Because you see it's pretty heavily regulated, right? Is it correct to assume that every time you introduce new product, you need to, for the new disease, you need to get approval again and again?
The reason why we're targeting healthcare, because I'm a doctor myself. I've been in the medical industry for 8 years. So I know the pressing needs are there in healthcare, and our team wants to solve it. So that's why we're targeting healthcare, even though there are a big regulatory hurdle to go through. But we have proved that we can do it. So I think it will be easier to target other markets after we target healthcare. That's why our technology standard is very high also.
And just a quick follow-up. So if you want to introduce new product for the new disease, do you need to do approval again, or you can use the existing approval?
We need a new approval for every medical device.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, now we have like 2 minutes left. So is anybody have a question? Ms. Yesol Jung and Mr. Matt, actually you were going to give a question, right? So are you okay with that? All right. Okay. So Mr. Chung, do you have any like last comments for judges?
I'm sure we'll not disappoint because our biggest advantage of our team is the problem-solving skills. And I've seen our team do it over and over in 2 years. So if you meet us in person, we can show our product and impress you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chang. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, as he mentioned, the 3D data technology could be useful in many different fields, like not only about the healthcare industry, right? So what do you think about the presentation?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's one of the challenges of Sunbin's business, you know, figuring out what to concentrate on first. And the investors asked, you know, some really sensible and valuable questions that I think the team will do well to watch back and think about their approach. I guess the main thing that I kind of like to think about when I think about Sunbin's business is the fact that the quality of the 3D scanning technology on a mobile device is actually a breakthrough, and you know they are actually leaders in terms of the standards they have achieved with their technology. So it's extremely exciting.
Yeah, right. The quality of the 3D technology in mobile, oh my God, it's so high, right? Okay, thank you, Mr. Choi and Mr. Chang, and thank you, Mr. Thomas. So please give him a big hand again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're moving into the next part, the fourth part. So we're going to watch an introductory video clip for Accelerator Group Tech Stars. Let us look at the screen. All right, now we have another accelerator. Now, Mr. Bae, how are you?
I'm good, fine, thank you. Really pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. So could you tell us a little bit about Techstars?
Yes, we are the worldwide network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. And I would like to spend some time to thank the parties who made this demo day happen, KeySet, MSS, Cosme. We learned a lot from our founders, and we're really thankful of having this opportunity to be involved in the business growth of the awesome startups we've worked with for the past 6 months.
Yeah, right. I believe this demo day is really meaningful for all of us, right?
Yes. And also, do not forget, we have another awesome 9 more companies that we've worked with. I'm not going to name all of them, but you know who I'm calling out to.
Thank you very much for coming. Okay, so now our next startup company is Hyphen, and the presenter is Sejun Jang. So please welcome him with a round of applause.
Influencer marketing is a shiny buzzword for brands and marketers. But when it comes to finding influencers to collaborate with, I would say it isn't shiny anymore. In fact, finding highly relevant influencers that fit to your target, goals, budget, costs a lot of money and time. So I started to think, isn't that going to be great if there's a smart AI who can give me a good list of influencers just for my campaign, which also tells me why this influencer is a good fit or bad fit for it. Let me introduce us Hyphen, the first customizable AI tool for searching influencers just for your campaign. Simply saying, with Hyphen, now you have a smart marketer on your team who can do the influencer searching job, doesn't matter with which social networking services, and even in just 5 minutes. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jun, CEO of Hyphen, and we are the influencer matchmaker for brands of all sizes. I'd like to introduce you to Magpie, a small e-commerce business. Like many other companies, they want to use influencer marketing to increase their brand's awareness. So they searched for influencers, but it took 2 weeks just to find the right influencer for their campaign. So for their next campaign, they turned to an influencer marketing agency who charged $1,000 per month for a list of customized influencers. But the list was full of influencers that didn't match their brand, their campaign goals, or their budget. And that's because most influencer marketing agencies work with the top 2% of influencers, those who have tons of followers and already work with major brands. But the other 98% of influencers with niche content and local followers are just best suited for companies like Magpie anyway. And the companies, they're spending $190 million a year on fees that result in little to no results. And that's just in South Korea. So we created Hyphen, a platform where businesses can match with influencers actually relevant to their campaign goals. Within 5 minutes, our influencer matchmaking AI takes your campaign's budget, target audience, and content, and goals, and delivers a custom-tailored influencer list. In order to understand the company's campaign better, we ask questions that nobody has ever asked. For example, brands first choose their keywords, categories, audience demographics, and budget. But they also choose their campaign goal. Do they want to increase brand awareness to a large number of people? Or do they prefer deep engagement within a focused user base? So, while other players request simple black and white responses, our methodology uses a spectrum of 15 detailed variables. And that data is then fed into our algorithm and measures an influencer's relevancy. And that call, Hyphen score. Thank you. Then the brand receives a custom-tailored list of influencers relevant to its brand and campaign. And guess what? It works. While building our algorithm, we tested this methodology on a few different marketing campaigns, and we saw an ROI of 4,000%. And while 2021 has been a wild year for many, we've achieved some amazing things. We started working on Hyphen in March. Then in July, we made it into the GSA program. And ever since then, we doubled our team. We've validated our product through feedback from a dozen companies. And as of yesterday, our very first MVP is ready to go. Thank you. By focusing on small and medium companies, we plan to capture 12% of Korea's $1.5 billion market. And this market is growing at 32%, so that $1.5 billion is about to become $4.2 billion in just 4 years. And globally, this market is valued at $15 billion on the way to $32 billion. Although it's a fast-growing, this is a fractured market. While there are some big players, nobody is dominating yet. And while these players do get results, it's very costly and time-consuming. And that's why our AI custom-tailored matching and analysis are game-changing. And we take pride in having a simple business model, just $89 for a single 90-day campaign. And for companies that need to run multiple campaigns, we also offer a monthly subscription plan. So instead of 14 days and $1,000, Hyphen is just 5 minutes and $89. And we have a magical team of 6. I used to work in the influencer marketing industry, but I hated seeing small companies pay thousands of dollars to get minimal results. And as a serial entrepreneur, I had to fix it. I'm also joined by Matthew, our superstar lead developer, and Matthew is a huge Twitch fan, and he's now thinking about how to apply our methodology to Twitch. And Sung-hee is our data scientist who is an expert in NLP, machine learning, and even runs his own YouTube channel. In today's age of social media, brands must consider influencers in their marketing strategy. But influencer marketing shouldn't be just for big brands and top influencers. At Hyphen, our vision is to bring influencer marketing to every brand and every influencer. And if you share our vision, we'd love to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang, for your impressive speech. As I mentioned, the word spectrum means a lot. It's not like black and white or yes or no. It's just the concept of natural flow. So it was really impressive. Thank you. So, okay, from now on, we're going to have a Q&A session, and we have like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So if you have any questions, please press the button, the hands up button. Okay, first we're going to invite Mr. Nevaran. So could you go ahead with your question?
Thanks. Thanks for the presentation. And you did mention featuring in your competitive landscape as well, and we've been engaged with them in the past. So very curious to understand, like, how do you actually make sure you're selecting the right influencers? What are the metrics you're looking for here? And also on the user end, how do they verify that the ones that they have been matched to are the right fit? So what is the benchmarking system here?
Okay, let me answer you with the first question. How we measure the influencer, it actually takes the 4 main pillars. The one is the scalability and the engagement and the credibility and the expertise. And how did I get up with this idea? It was one is from my domain knowledge, and second is we did search a lot on marketing theories and also consumer behaviors, and that's how we came up with these 4 big pillars. And we separate the branches in with different other measurement, and we combine it and make it Hyphen score, and that's how we work. And if you may, can you ask the second question again?
So on the user side, like, how do they benchmark? Or let's say even if it comes down to let's say customizing the metrics. So for example, if I want to lay more emphasis on a certain aspect of an influencer as a user, can I actually go ahead and do that?
Yeah. So when they join our platform, when they create the campaign, they get to answer some questions. So that can be user demographics and the contents, the topics, and the keywords that they have, and the budget, and these kind of questions will form the algorithm. So each of the answers will give weights on the big 4 pillars that I mentioned before, and that's how they get the relevancy score. So this is more like relevancy. It's not that if you work with this guy is going to give you like 2,000% ROI, 100%. So it's just a relevancy.
Thank you. Okay, next, Mr. Matt Rasband, could you give a question?
Yes, thank you. Mr. Zhang, sounds like you have a lot of fans there in the audience as well. Your presentation.
True that.
So I take it, kind of the way I understand it, you're kind of the Tinder of influencers. You're matching people
that's a great approach, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the direction you're going, which is great. I kind of feel like you're a product that people don't know they need until they need it. Are you planning on marketing just to all businesses in general, promoting the fact and promoting the benefit of influencers? And is the price of influencer, the price of the influencer taken into consideration with the size of the business that you're marketing to?
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for the really great question. So speaking with the target, when I was working in the influencer industry and agency, and I've been seeing like a lot of small companies that were suffering a lot, and we believe that they are our target who has the biggest pain points. So we will be starting with that, and after that we will be focusing on Instagram advertisements, and also in South Korea market especially, it's word of mouth is really important, again between like a marketer community. So we will be focusing on those strategies to keep up the user numbers.
Okay. Now, one last thing. What was your educational background or your background in the work field?
So I did study in Australia, and I studied international business, and I also worked in many different fields like coffee and pharmaceutical industry, and also this influencer marketing industry as well. So yeah, those three are my top three experiences.
Thank you. Okay, next, Mr. Soon Choi. Could you give us a question?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. Firstly, what actually caught my ears attention on your video was saying you are the first influencer matchmaking platform.
Yes.
Are you sure about that? Because I've seen several in different countries.
Well, thanks for the great question. Actually, I had a hope that someone might be doing it. Someone's got to do it. But in my radar, I couldn't really see someone who's really doing in this way, finding the relevancy and finding the details of the data of an influencer and match it to the marketers who really need that. So in that way, I haven't really seen any. But we are not trying to take all the market at once. We believe that the competition is important. So when we have the competition, that it will be really, really great for us too. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I was just, wanting to make sure that you are the first or not. Yeah, because you have to be careful. Sometimes it can become a lie. And also the other question is, and something also caught my attention was the 4,000 ROI.
Yep.
It seems great with the number when you just see it, but I would want to know the number behind it, right? Because how ROI normally calculates is net profit divided by investment for the marketing. And if the number for, let's say, the investment part is very small and net profit is really high for just one brand or one product, then ROI can be really high, right? So can you also elaborate on that?
So about explaining the ROI, it was simply that how much we put in the marketing campaign and how much we got out of the result. And this one was easy to calculate because.
Then can you explain how much you invested?
So we put, those campaigns, it was not like, I put the money, but those campaigns spent 1,000 to 3,000 each, but they were getting 4,000 ROIs on their B2B marketing campaigns.
Okay. Yeah, that needs to. I feel like that needs to be more tested.
Yeah, I do understand that.
Yeah. And also, how many influencers do you already have on your platform?
We are currently having 50,000 YouTubers in South Korea. So that's pretty much the entire channels of the subscriber number starting from 3,000. But we are not like bringing influencers to join register so that we can show the result. We actually get all the data from the YouTube, and then we analyze it, and then we show them.
Okay. What if that, let's say, YouTuber got, appeared, popped up as a result, and that YouTuber don't want to go with the campaign? What happens?
That can happen all the time, but certainly we don't really have a solution for that, because influencers have a lot of different schedules and their own ways to work with the marketer. So in that part, I think it's something that we cannot really help the users.
Thank you. We are running out of time. We are sorry about that.
Thank you for that.
We are going to finish the Q&A session. And thank you very much, Mr. Jang. Please give him a big hand again. Thank you. All right, thanks to his fans, and including you, we experienced the most energetic beginning of the presentation. So how do you feel about Hyphen, and what do you think about the future of Hyphen?
Yes, we are very excited to have Hyphen with us. Not just the vision they have, the execution speed and the engagement of the whole team is amazing. So we have high hopes and high expectations for Hyphen, and we'll be supporting him throughout the whole business if he allows us to. So that's how much we like him and Hyphen and his whole team.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now our next presentation will going. So now our next presenter is Mr. Jung-Yeon Kim from 40 PETA. So please welcome him with a round of applause.
We all have problems organizing overwhelming amounts of photos taken of every moment of our life. 40 PETA is making the gallery app that makes people easier to handle their tons of photos with our special deep learning algorithm that analyzes the user behavior on preferred photos. You may have come across a situation like, son, could you print the pictures of the last week family trip? My mother always asked me like this. And I always said, there are hundreds of photos. I'm busy, mom. I'll do it later. Sorry, mom. I always have felt guilty on the situation like this. And I don't want to feel like this no more. That is why 40 PETA also provides amazing printing service. With us, you don't have to struggle with printing absolutely favorite pictures no more because of our embedded printing feature in a subscription manner. My name is Jung-Yeon Kim. I'm the CEO and the founder of 40 PETA. 40 PETA will replace the pre-installed gallery app with ours by providing innovative photo experience. Thank you.
Okay. Do you remember how joyful it was to have an actual photo in your hand? How easy it was to pull out a real wall, the photo, and enjoy your memory? Most people want to keep their really precious photo as in the right case. There are an average of 12,000 photos in your phone, and it's getting harder and harder to organize or even to just find the right photo you want. Even Vince Cerf, who called as the father of the internet, said, if you have some really precious family photo, it would be wise to print them out and keep them. We are 40 PETA, and we are building a new, easy-to-use gallery app that includes photo printing service. We want to help people discover their happy memory that are already in their hand. Every time you're trying to order to print, it's so annoying to go through so many pictures, and it requires so many steps until it gets delivered to you. In general, ordering print requires at least 10 steps. Moreover, it's so annoying that choosing some photos to be printed out of the overwhelming number of at least 12,000 photos. So we have reduced time and order process.
to make it easier for users, we use Gallery Look, which already has familiar UI UX to their users. Customers don't have to struggle with printing pictures no more because of our AI recommendation function and embedded printing features in a subscription manner. It's simple. We also have viewer, tab structure, album system, and last but not least, embedded printed feature. With us, all you have to do is just confirm the list of photos that you will that will be printed and delivered to you. There's nothing more you have to do to order, to print. The key is to recommend right photos to be printed that customers will love. Perhaps your iPhone will create a 2 weeks ago Disneyland album and show you some related photos. Yeah, it's touching, but not enough. The thing is to make sure you don't regret missing out on one of dozens of photos of your daughter eating churros at Disneyland when she was 4 years old. In situations like this, because we focus on the behavior, your behavior such as taking so many identical pictures, we can analyze the user preference more specific. With our special engine, our gallery has a stronger categorization function. Thanks to this, you can set the category of photos you want to receive this month. Moreover, this power of categorization will enhance 40peta's status as a gallery. We bring digital solution and an analog solution together to give customers a perfect experience in every moment of their journey on our service. Our first target is working moms with preschool children. 80% of the printing market customers are women in their 20s to 40s. Through our research of 234 potential customers, we have recognized that young moms have a tremendous need for printing their kids' photos. And we believe this will be much bigger as we expand our research. Our business model is a subscription service, and we will charge $5 per month. Our initial positioning of the service is the printing service, which targets the 500,000 working moms in Korea. Our ultimate goal is to become a replacement existing galleries apps by providing improved gallery experience like amazing search, storage optimization through our special engine. The reason why we focus on the gallery is that the gallery not only has amazing number of 15 million DAU in Korea, but is also in an exclusive position without competitors. So we have the potential to provide stronger shopping curation than Instagram does, because we analyze preference based on all the photos our customers have. We believe that the potential of this photo market will lead us to a market beyond just a printing market. We are planning to verify product market fit from next week for 3 months, and we aim to launch the service early in the second quarter next year. I'm Jung-Hyun Kim, an UX designer who has studied and designed the gallery app for the longest time in Korea since I was in LG Mobile. And I'm with 3 passionate members who are determined to compete with Google Photo in 3 years. Through this demo, we will like to attract $1 million in necessary for upgrading service. In every photo we'll ladies in, we hope you just say, let's 40. This is 40peta. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim, for your wonderful speech. Thank you very much.
I'm so nervous.
Thank you. Now we have 8 minutes left, so we're going to
Okay.
start a Q&A session.
Yeah.
Yes, already we have 2 volunteers. First, Mr. Jin Tanaka, could you go ahead with your question?
Yeah, so thanks for sharing your pitch. That's very interesting service that I like to try. And then my question is how your AI recommendation works to curate the best picture and the best moment to me in each occasion.
Method, right? The curation method, right? You
Yes.
mean- yeah.
Can you give us the example?
Yeah, this is the best question I've ever had for now. Yeah, okay. Firstly, that is not, we focus on just, right now, we don't focus on the development of that kind of engine because we have to gather some kind of data the users want to have. But we focus on the behavior. As I told you, we focus on your behavior. Already, all the photos you got has metadata like location, time-based, like these kind of, based on this kind of data, you already have a suggestion of your gallery app, photo app. If you have iPhone, for you tab, you can see every single kind of suggestion that, but we will add on that kind of data our behavioral data, such as like taking so many pictures. If you like any kind of scene, you will take so many 20 or 30 pictures to find a best shot. So that will be the best cue. You can choose a favorite or something like zoom in, zoom out. That kind of behavioral data will change the kind of data we want to apply. This is okay for you?
Yeah, in that case, sorry, if you don't mind asking like a follow-up question, what's the benefit for the users?
Yeah.
You just can print out, that's the core service that you guys are providing.
Not just for cleaned up. As I told you, people want to keep their really precious photo to be printed, but they're so, it's so, for our first target, especially for mothers, is too annoying to every single moment they want to print some photos. It's too annoying. So we will help them from the choosing problem or their lacking of their time to care of their children. So that kind of engine will help them from procrastinating the printing photos. Like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And next, Mr. Soon Choi, could you give a question?
Yes. Thank you for the presentation.
Yes. Thank you.
I would like to ask you about your traction again. So how many users do you have now?
No, we don't have real users. We just tested closed beta service from this year, April. Yes.
Yeah, with how many people?
31 people.
31 people.
Yes.
And what was the result?
As I told you, okay, we wanted to find the right price and the value of suggestion or value of reducing the process of to ordering prints, and that works. We find that result was worse because if you wanted to order some prints, the minimum of process was 10, but we tested that, reduced that kind of process to just 2. So they told us it was great, it was wonderful, and they told us in Korea, the valuation of price was in Korean won 5,105 won, Korean won, which is more than $5. Yeah, that was to our result. Yeah.
Did you get like a survey from them, and did they say they want? Okay. Did they say they want to introduce your application to their friends and families?
Yes, absolutely. And they just asked me, it is really works right now. Can I use this right from now? And every time I tell anybody, any moms about my product, they just open their app store and ask me, can I use it now, from now? Almost every mom just ask me, when can I use it?
So that moms are 31 people?
No.
So you have more people who wants to have test your product, right?
Yes. What?
Okay. Yeah, I just want to understand like how many people are eager to use your product, so that I can predict the growth of your service and feasibility of growth in the future.
So, how many people I want to test it? I want to test. You mean?
No. It's okay. You told me enough. I just gave you a feedback. Why I asked the question.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have only 1 minute left. So, Mr. Lan, could you make it really short?
Okay. All right. My question is that right now you seem to take B2C approach instead of B2B approach. Have you considered to sell your application to a phone manufacturer so that they can sell their more phones, because their phone has such application? Maybe that's the easier way for you to become a profitable company.
Yeah.
So will you consider that? I'll give some comment on this.
Yeah. First of all, my dream is to make a B2C company, and I know that so many manufacturer is seeking the chance of the service, but I don't know. But this is my dream to sell my product for moms, and moreover, not just young moms, for the generation of my moms who are eager to pay to order print. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you. We are running out of time, so we're finishing this Q&A session. Thank you very much for your active participation. And Mr. Kim, thank you so much for your impressive speech. Thank you. Please give him a big hand. Thank you. So, Mr. Bae, he said, let's 40.
Yes.
So, are you doing 40, and will you 40?
Oh, of course I will. But with working with him for the last 6 months, maybe his answers for the question may have been fully delivered. But I can guarantee his vision and the execution speed and the number of the customers he started talking with recently and the number that he built up until today is amazing. So if you want to know more, I'm here and Fotipeta is here. So thank you for having this opportunity.
Thank you. Yes, we could feel the enthusiasm and we could see the vision. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jang and Mr. Kim, for your presentation. And thank you, Mr. Bae, again. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, now we've completed the 4th session and we're moving on to the last group, and we're going to watch an introductory video for accelerator group SOSV. Let's look at the screen. right, now we have another accelerator here. So Mr. Louis, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. So could you tell us about a little about SOSV?
Yeah, so just a little bit of background about SOSV. We are a early stage venture capital and accelerator firm. We have over $1.1 billion in AUM. We are currently ranked number 2 in terms of most active VC, and then also in Asia, we're ranked number 1 in terms of number of startups we invest in, the volume, as well as the follow-on funding from our program graduates. We have offices in US, Europe, India, Tokyo, and China. And our China accelerator, MOX, is the program that we base this off of. And so we're looking forward to showing you guys 2 of our startups, and hopefully they can share and do a good job of what they've been up to for the past 6 months.
Yeah, you're especially working hard in Asian field. We're expecting a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you. So our next startup company is Major Map, and the presenter is Mr. Chung-Hoon Lee. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Hi, I'm the CEO of Major Map. We give students career guidance based on data for their unknown future. As technology is rapidly developing, the education and job market is shifting to unexpected areas. Students worry about their future. To solve this problem, we launched Major Map in 2019 by analyzing and visualizing every university's major data and syllabus by using AI technology. Without any paid marketing, 250,000 users used our service and it was searched more than 3 million times. To personalize the information, we developed 2 digital personality assessments. Without having to advertise, 20 high schools in South Korea already purchased the assessment service in 2021. Thanks to the support from GSA, we could successfully reach the stage where we can scale up. Future education and job market is unexpectable. We will help students see a clear career path using Major Map data technology. Thank you.
Meet Eunju. Eunju is a math teacher in Korean high school. All the high school teachers in South Korea has a responsibility for being an academic advisor to students. But the problem is there are 200 universities and 20,000 majors. It is impossible for teachers to have information of all the detailed information of the majors. There is also a social problem. On average, college students are taking 6 years to get a 4-year degree. The reason why, because students change their major. The reason behind that, the moment when students choose major, they might not have a good source of the information of the major. Money-wise, USD 8 billion wasted, and per student need to spend USD 30,000 for 2 years. Again, Eunju is really stressful because she is responsible to write down the student record. The problem is she has over 30 students. It is impossible for Eunju to know all the detailed activities of each student and matching student nature to very specific majors in the university. Some rich student can hire a private consultant, but it is really expensive, not the solution for all. What does Eunju supposed to do? That's why we created Major Map. Major Map designed to help teacher and student to make the best decision and choice for the majors and future career path. First of all, we have gathered huge data set, 100 million major related data from 20,000 majors from 200 universities. This is the demo for US version for this Demoday. Korean version is much more sophisticated, has more features. This is how it works. We standardized the major taxonomy and then visualized based on the relation between majors and dive into specific topics and keywords. Based on that, we can provide data-driven insights. For example, economics in Princeton and Stanford, two good universities. It sounds very similar, but in Princeton, students may learn more about government and market, banking. And Stanford, students may learn more about employment, pension, microfinance. This can be the starting point for both student and teacher to research what they really want to and what they are really good at. Not only that, to make personalized recommendations, we have developed 2 personality assessments. This is how it works. Students need to answer for more than 80 questions and need to play 8 cognitive ability assess games. And it analyzed the result of the assessment and the data of 800 jobs and 20,000 majors, and students can compare themselves between the skills that requires to get the job and the skills that they have right now. So before major map, it took 10 minutes to find some information for specific major, but with the major map, it takes just only 10 seconds. So now Unju is pretty relieved so that she can give more personalized and detailed guidance as an academic advisor. Our business model is simple. USD 30 per student. We are selling as a package to 2,400 high schools. Our accessible market size is 10 million USD. This year, without any paid marketing, more than 20 high schools called us. Even this morning, 3 high schools called us to purchase major map service. Per school, the price is about between 3,000 to 4,000. So we are confident in 2022, we can reach more than 200 high schools. So in the market, there are similar websites who has data, but the UI is uncomfortable. Not only that, informations are really fragmented. So several users just use it. In terms of the assessment, there are 2 drawbacks. The first, it's paper-based only. So either student or teacher lose it, the information is gone. Second, more than 90% of assessment is questionnaire-based preference assessment. It is hard to say. Preference assessment can stand for student nature. So that's why we created assessment, digitalized assessment, and not only questionnaire-based preference assessment, but also game-based cognitive ability assessment. I'm Huni. I'm founder and CEO of Major Map. I have experience in creating a startup, scaling up startup, and managing big size of the government project. I can boldly say that I have expertise in creating new things and operate successful operation. And our data science, James, he was the lead developer for ProWave, which is protein structure analysis software. It was funded by Samsung and used more than 30 countries. And our IT team, as a team, they have experience to develop and launch and operate more than 10 IT services, and 3 out of 10 is education software. And our sales team, especially the Shamsia, she was nominated 5 years in a row as the best salesperson in the biggest private teacher matching company in South Korea. And our advisors, they are very active. Jin Pyo is a top-ranked career advisors in South Korea, and Julie Yu is the founder of the Pymetrics. Last year, Pymetrics, the value was 1.5 billion. She developed herself the game-based cognitive ability assessment and applied to HR. So at the moment, more Fortune 500 companies, they use Pi metrics. So based on her experience and expertise, we can boldly apply game-based cognitive abilities to career education market. This is the first time in South Korea. People love Major Map. Without any marketing, 255,000 users use Major Map. MAU over 50,000. And 4 out of 5 high schools in Korea. 4.5 out of 5 career advisors in high schools in Korea. 1 out of 5 students use Major Map. Revenue is keep growing. This year, approximately, I expect about USD 80,000, including December. Last month, we were selected as a leading edtech service for K-12 and recognized by non-investors and institutions. We are asking for 1 million to develop the AI engine and to acquire the market size. And if you'd like to help our future generation have a more fulfilling and rewarding journey through university and develop a meaningful career path, please talk to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, for your impressive presentation. Wow, a lot of people use Major Map. It's amazing. All right, from now on, we're going to start the Q&A session, and we have around 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So is there anybody who has a question? Please press the hand up button at the bottom of your screen. Oh, yes, Mr. Soon Choi, could you go ahead?
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask, by the way, it's very good traction that you have. I have a question. So I also did study data analytics, and what I learned is word cloud can be harmful, like giving insights. What's your thoughts about that?
I agree with you, and I heard a similar opinion from you. But this is one of our feature to display about the information of the major.
Okay, so it's only for the visibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, and also the video clip that you saw is the only for this demo day. This is a US version. Just try to give you a concept. I just brought it up. If you just give me some more time, I can explain it with Korean version of Major Map.
Okay, thank you. My next question and last is, so since you provide personality assessment, that's correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, let's say 20 years later, let's say 5 years later, every school is using your product. And 20 years later, everyone who use your product have a job.
Yes,
and
this is my dream.
Yeah, and I don't know, one of concern or it can be a risk as well. But what if in, let's say, Samsung's marketing team has all same personality? Because, for example, the team needs different personalities, right?
Yeah. I believe as our fingerprints are different, our characteristics and nature are different. So personally, it will never happen.
Okay. So you are saying even though you provide a certain personality, people are different, so they will act different.
Yes. This is what we are doing, not making like one same person. But even we have a research for the companies. They also require different personalities based on the company culture. Some company try to hire more passionate people. Some companies are more, let's say, sophisticated rather than Yeah, passionate. Passionate means try a lot and make lots of mistakes. And sophisticated means like think a lot and make less mistakes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And next, Mr. Navaran, could you go ahead with your question?
Sure. Thanks so much for the presentation. Very interesting solution. I was just wondering about discrepancies in the system. So basically, your entire system is logic-based, which means that you have a very standard procedure of like one thing leading to another in terms of the data. But what about situations where, let's say, even in the VC industry right now, there are a lot of engineers moving into VC, and this is probably a few years back, this was not a logical pathway. So when you deal with these like discrepancies, what do you do?
Sorry, I didn't really understand your question. Can you repeat one more time?
Yeah, sure. So maybe just to sort of summarize it, now you have a logic-based system where one particular indication in terms of the data where you have let's say someone is interested in economics, they will be directed towards a certain career path, right? Now, what if they would actually like to choose or experience something else? Like, what if they're they could have found a better interest point, and this was not indicated by the data itself.
Sorry,
so
who are they?
So the people who are using your platform.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So how do you deal with these differences or discrepancies which are illogical?
In the next year, we are trying to penetrate the job market. But before that, what we are doing is the career education market, trying to show the possibility due to the very reason that you are asking right now. We need to develop our AI engine more sophisticatedly.
Sure. And within those possibilities that you will be showing them, will there be possibilities which can be outside the box, like maybe not something which is directly logical, but outside the box?
To do that, we need a lot of data. But at the very moment, the data, especially for education, it takes time to gather it.
Okay.
Like at the assessment that I showed you just before, it takes, let's say, 1 hour. But to get the correct data, like Google and Microsoft, what they are doing is learning management system. Like it takes 3 to 6 years to analyze a person's achievement and nature and the way to absorb new knowledge and to process. It takes some time. So we hopefully want to get that and establish that much well-established technology. But at this moment, this is what I can say now.
Thank you. We are running out of time, so we have to finish this Q&A session. I hope you understand. And thank you very much for your active participation. And Mr. Lee, thank you so much for your impressive speech. Please give him a big hand. Thank you. So, Mr. Lee, so what do you expect from Major Map?
I think he did a really good job. For the past 6 months, he's been working extremely hard with us, and we've been able to see a tremendous amount of growth. And I think what he's doing is something really, really special for Korea and because as you guys may know, the education system in Korea is kind of crazy. So I think he's doing a really, really good thing. And yeah, I'm proud of him. And hopefully, we'll be able to keep looking at all of the growth and the success that he achieves in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Okay, next we are going to have a final presentation by Soulish. So our presenter is Miss Seryong Lee. So please welcome her with a round of applause.
Hi, my name is Seryong Lee, and I'm the founder of Soulish. Soulish is an online cross-border platform that helps Korean sellers and global customers. Shipping takes up to 1 month for global customers who want to buy Korean products online, and they have to handle customs themselves. On the other hand, Korean sellers want to broaden their market into abroad, but they have to solve the problem of international payment, shipping, and customer services with different languages. That's why we're making an online cross-border platform that helps Korean sellers broaden their market internationally, so we provide global shipping and customer services for them. And also, customers can get their package in only just 7 days, and so they can enjoy shopping from Korea without difficulties. Thank you. Here's Ashley. Ashley is a 28 years old graduate student living in New York. She discovered Korean dramas on Netflix and instantly fell in love with it. She loved the fashion style in those dramas, and she wanted to dress like the Korean idols too. But she wasn't sure where to shop for Korean fashion. Because Korean shopping malls are in Korean, even if they offer worldwide shipping. Not knowing Korean language, Ashley has to rely on translation apps, which, as we all know, is often a source of miscommunication. Another problem is that some of text is embedded in the image, so it's nearly impossible to translate. Also, it's nearly impossible to ask questions in English too. And she wanted to buy from different brands, but the shipping fee on the individual websites were so expensive. Ashley feels lost, but Ashley is not alone. There are a million Ashleys in the world. We are Solish. Solish is a global cross-border platform simplifying the process of sourcing and selling Korean goods. We help connect Korean vendors and brands and global buyers in an easy and efficient way. We take care of the customer services between buyers and vendors, eliminating any language barriers. We even take care of the complicated tax process for buyers, so it feels no difference from shopping domestically. Solish provides a wide variety of vendor options for buyers. Our offering includes products from boutique and well-established brands. And we can guarantee that all products are high-quality, Korean-made. This is how it works. Ashley visits our site. She browses through the catalog into her local language and local currency. She decides to buy a dress and some sunscreen, and then she checks her shopping cart, and the price already includes the tax based on her country. After 3 days, the goods are shipped to her doorstep. Now she can dress like the Korean idol. She's happy now. For Korean vendors, by simply using our platform, they can reach global customers instantly, as we offer worldwide shipping and customer services on behalf of them. Also, we personalize the marketing strategies according to the characteristics of each country. Solish takes 10% fee for every transaction. International direct purchases of Korean products has increased by 48% in 2020. Korean consumer market, including fashion and cosmetics, is estimated to be more than $1 billion annually. And Korean fashion market alone is more than $300 million. With the increasing popularity of K-pop and K-drama, this market will expand. Up until now, Korean vendors and brands haven't been able to access global market due to the accessible and easy-to-use platform. With the convenience of our service, Korean vendors will be able to reach a relatively untapped global market. We work with boutique and well-established brands at the same time. We make it super easy for Korean vendors to reach global customers with just one platform. Since our launch in the past August 3 months ago, now Solish has more than 130,000 monthly active users. Our revenue has been growing at a rate of 20% per week in average. We have also seen 1,200% growth in our weekly revenue. We're young co-founders in tune with the fast-changing trends of the younger generation. Strong knowledge in data analysis and experience as a marketing chief in various industries and in-depth knowledge of the global market. Together, we bring experience and expertise that will ensure the successful expansion of Solish. We got seed investment from Hansei S24 Group in Korea, which operates a successful e-commerce business and a global fashion manufacturing company. Now is the time to grow and accelerate our business. So if you are interested and passionate about cross-border, e-commerce, and Korean consumer goods, let's talk about how we can partner and do great things together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lee, for your impressive speech. Actually, a lot of my foreign friends ask me how to buy Korean goods, so I have to tell them about the Solish. All right, we have like 9 minutes, so we're going to have a Q&A session, and we're going to start with Mr. Lan from Taipei Digital. Could you go ahead with your question?
Okay, I think this is a great idea, and many companies try to do so maybe 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but most of them fail. Part of the reasons are the operation are very complex because look at the tax, and for different kind of products, the tax will be different and so on. Or maybe the regulation in different countries will be different. So I would like to know how many people do you have to deal with this operation?
Up until now, like our weekly revenue is around $12,000, but 1 or 2 people are handling all fulfillment and operational services. So far it was enough, but if we size up, then we will need more people on it. And the thing you have said before, like first, so the biggest reason why existing companies failed on cross-border service, I think that was because the emotional barriers of international customers were so high. Like compared to Korean e-commerce market, e-commerce penetration rate of in Korea is really high, but compared to this number, international penetration rate is really low. But I think this number is growing rapidly as of now. So I think we have potential in this market for sure.
So are those like tax and shipping cost and so on, are those all automatically calculated by your system now?
Yes, so we calculate the tax according to countries, and we collect all tax before they purchase the products, and then we pay the tax on behalf of the customers. So they don't have to write a paper from custom office, so we do it ourselves.
Okay, I think this is a great project. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're moving on to Mr. Soon Choi.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I think this is really interesting idea, and it's great to see the traction as well. It seems like it's working. I have some questions on the traction side. So you told me that you have monthly active user with more than 130,000 people. Can you explain more about how many stores you have and with how many items do you have?
So we have only 1 store. So if customer visit our site from different countries, then we translate our product name accordingly, automatically. So we have only 1 store. So we have, so we don't have to upload items twice or 3 times, and we have more than 10,000 products in our website from more than 50 Korean vendors. So that's our
50 Korean vendors. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I wanted to know the vendors. Sorry, I said stores.
Okay.
Okay, and what's the size of GMV?
So, like I said, so our weekly revenue is around 12,000 US dollars. And we opened our shop in the August, 3 months ago. So we are calculating our revenue in a weekly basis now.
Okay. Is your revenue also growing as your number of user is growing?
So in the presentation file, I said that our weekly revenue is growing at a rate of 20% per week.
Oh, I thought it's a number of users. Okay. Then can you also explain about the growth of number of users?
So our key performance index was weekly revenue. So I do not remember the exact number of monthly active users, but as I remember, the first month of our launch, it was around 60,000 users.
Okay, got it. How do you get the users? Do you do advertisement, or is it coming from organic, or?
So we do both. We have an Instagram account which has more than 70,000 followers in our account. So we do content marketing, and at the same time, we do paid marketing. So in the paid marketing, our main focus is increase the amount of customer value, like their average order value, and then we are putting a lot of nudges so that customers can come back our stores and buy again and do repeat purchases.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Great. Congratulations on this. And I also share the link to your website to my friends.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now Mr. Navarran, could you give a question to her?
Sure. Thanks for the presentation. So just to clarify, when you're fulfilling your orders or shipments in other countries, you're working with fulfillment partners in the other countries, right?
So we work with FedEx, DHL, these kind of international fulfillment companies.
Okay.
And in most time, like customers, they order from A vendors item and B vendors item, C vendors item, and then we consolidate all orders in our office, and then we send it directly to FedEx agent.
Okay. And have you had to deal with reverse logistics?
Deal with a lot of logistics?
No, reverse logistics, as in like basically return.
So yeah, we do accept returns like in 5 business days. If customer doesn't like about their items, and then we accept return. So through FedEx or DHL, we do accept return and exchange.
Okay, got it. And when you're using FedEx or DHL, what is the customer experience like? Like, have you got feedback on that? As in terms of speed of fulfillment, quality of fulfillment, have you got any feedback on that?
So we have more than 3 shipping partners at the moment, because in Southeast Asia or North America, South America, like different shipping companies are better in different regions. So in that point, if a customer lives in the America, then it takes only 3 to 4 days. And we do accept express shipping, which is slightly expensive than the standard one. And for express shipping, it only takes 2 days. So it's really, really fast.
Okay, got it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your active participation. We have only 1 minute. So Ms. Lee, could you, do you want to say something or last comments to the judges? So our main specialty is about data analysis. So we do see data every day morning, and then we come up with a better idea with it to solve the problems that we are facing today. So I think
problem-solving skill and data analysis skill is our key strengths. So I hope we can grow further in the future, like we have been growing until now. So I hope we can talk later. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, our judges, and thank you, Ms. Lee, for your impressive speech. Please give her a round of applause again. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Lee, as an accelerator, do you see the bright future of Solish?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see from the beginning of the program, they've had really crazy growth. Over 1,200%. And so we all know, like, Korean stuff. It's a hot topic, and I think she's penetrating a really good market, and that I think what she's doing is really unique compared to some of the other competitors and online shops that don't necessarily deal with all of the taxation stuff and especially the customer service. So we're really proud of her, and yeah, go Solish.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lee and Ms. Lee, for your presentations. And thank you, Mr. Luis.
Thank you.
So please give him a round of applause again.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, now we have completed the presentations by 10 startup companies in 5 global top-tier accelerator groups. And thank you so much for your effort, and you worked really hard. Thank you very much. And now our judges, please enter your scores in the form provided, please. And the presentation will be evaluated in 4 areas with a perfect score totaling 100 points. And the 3 companies with the highest scores will be selected for the prizes, and the scores will not be disclosed. Right, while we wait for the results, we have a special video clip, and this is a video that the global top-tier accelerators prepared to deliver messages of the encouragement to the startup companies. So let's check the details on the screen.
Hey, Sunbin and Hoojong.
We selected you guys to present at Demo Day this year because the two of you really stand out amongst the crowd in terms of your ability as founders.
You're both working on technologies that have huge potential within your respective industries and that represent genuinely exciting commercial opportunities.
We are super proud of how hard you've worked throughout the program, so good luck today. Get out there and knock it out the park. We're right behind you.
Hello, I'm Henry.
I'm Jongwon from Plug and Play.
I really enjoyed working with so many able and inventive entrepreneurs across a broad spectrum of product and services areas. Together, we discovered market segments that were ripe for good business revenue, we crafted business strategies, and then we worked to create plans to go after the market and investors. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
First of all, I would like to thank the startups who have participated in this program for 6 months, and Kisset and Cosme for preparing such a great program. It was an honor for me to be able to be with really great startups for 6 months.
At Plug and Play, we look forward to seeing you in Silicon Valley.
Happy Demo Day!
Hi founders, we know you've been working really hard to prepare for this Demo Day. And we want you to know we're all really proud of you for all your achievement. And remember, this is just the beginning. All the good stuff is yet to come.
Please enjoy Demo Day, you deserve it. I can't wait to see you crush on it. Go high local and walk Korean.
Hana, dul, set, fighting!
Hey everyone, congratulations on all your achievement during the past 6 months with us. We are extremely proud of all of you and the growth and momentum that you've achieved so far.
Just because this program ends in December, always remember that you will always be part of the SOSV family. This means we will always be there for you, whether you're looking for any follow-on funding, connections, or just advice in general.
Right now is the most important in your companies. This is also the most difficult time and you will need to make extremely difficult decisions.
Thanks again for all of your hard work, and we look forward to continue watching and helping you grow. Enjoy Demo Day!
Hey guys, it's Jonathan
And Jinho.
from Techstars.
It's been an honor and pleasure to be part of your business journey. We're proud of what you've accomplished so far, and we can't wait to see the innovations you'll bring to the world.
This is just the beginning of our journey together. Your relationship with us and with Techstars doesn't end here. You're now part of our global family, and we will always be here to support you.
Congratulations and happy Demo Day!
Okay, please give them a big hand. Thank you. Yeah, it was a touching video clip. They have provided such great training programs with our startups, and thank you very much for your support. So why don't we give them a round of applause again? Please give them a big hand. Thank you. Thank you very much. So today is such a special day. So from now on, we're going to have a special photo session of all of our participating judges from Zoom and our accelerators and presenters. So could you come forward to the stages? Our accelerators and 10 presenters, please come up to the stage to have a photo session. Yeah, please. Yeah. And we have our judges on Zoom, so we're taking a picture all together. So in the center, please stand on the stage. Oh yes, great start. Okay, we have a lot of presenters and accelerators, so please make it a beautiful picture. All right. Oh, great. So, could you have a seat a little bit? Yeah. And our back in the wall, we have our judges on the Zoom. So we are taking a picture all together. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. We have our judges on the back of the wall. All right, are you ready? Okay, please look at the camera. So even though we're wearing masks, please have a smile. 3, 2, 1, kimchi. All right. Oh, okay. Could you do it like fighting all together? Okay. 3, 2, 1, fighting. Thank you very much. You can return to your seats. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please return to your seats. Okay, thank you very much for our presenters and accelerators, all of our participants and the judges as well. Thank you so much. Okay, from now on, we're going to have a 5 minutes network session because we are waiting for the results. So in 5 minutes, we'll be here around, now it's 4:51, so around 4:56 or 7, let's meet here. Thank you.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.
May I have your attention, please? Right now, we're going to begin the next session. We're going to give an announcement for the results. So please come inside the conference room and be seated. Okay, right now, we're going to resume the session. So please come inside and be seated. So I have the result that you've been waiting for. So please come inside and be seated. And please be ready for the award. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to announce the results that you've been waiting for. The award will be presented by Mr. Park Jong-hyuk from the Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneurship Development. So, Ms. Park, could you come forward to the stage? Please welcome him with a round of applause. Okay, we are going to start the award ceremony. First, I will announce the third prize. There is a prize money of 1 million won from the Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneurship Development. All right, 2021 Global Startup Academy Demoday. The third prize goes to Vecta Gora. Congratulations! Congratulations! Please come forward to the stage. Congratulations. Yes, and you're going to take a picture. Okay, smile. Congratulations. We can return to your seats. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Park. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, next, we have the second prize. The prize money for the second prize is 2 million won from the Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneurship Development. All right, 2021 Global Startup Academy Demo Day. The second prize goes to Major Map. Congratulations. Please come forward to the stage. Congratulations. Yeah. Yes, we are very happy. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, the second prize winner was Major Map. Okay, now we only have the results of the first prize. The prize money for the first prize is 3 million won from the Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneurship Development. Are you nervous? Yes, I'm nervous and excited. Okay, the winner of the first prize for 2021 Global Startup Academy Demoday is Yard. Congratulations! Congratulations! Please come forward to the stage. Congratulations! The winner of the first prize was Yard. Congratulations! Yes, thank you. And our three winners, how about going to the stage and have all together take a picture together? Congratulations. Yes. We have three winners. On the stage, Factagora and Major Map and Yard. Congratulations. Okay, we're going to take a picture. 3, 2, 1, kimchi. Thank you. Congratulations. You can return to your seats. Congratulations. And thank you, Mr. Park. Please give him a big hand again. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Park. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations on our three winners, today's winners. And I appreciate 7 startups as well for your impressive speech and your hard work and wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. Following a successful Demo Day event last year, we're now continuing to an end of another successful Demo Day event hosted by Global Startup Academy to help Korean startups with outstanding technology to advance into overseas markets. And Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneur Development will continue to support and provide investment attraction opportunities for competitive global startups in the field of data, network, and AI, and assist them in their advancement into global markets. Okay, this concludes the 2021 Global Startup Academy Demo Day. Thank you very much, and I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to all of our participants, our judges, accelerators, and presenters. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this conference and make the mutually beneficial relationships with each other. I was your MC, Sejong Park. Thank you very much again.
Yeah, I think it's been a great program here, meeting a lot of startups, getting in contact with all the great ideas from these entrepreneurs.
I came back in 2016, and it's remarkable how the ecosystem has evolved. And it's probably because the Korean government has taken such a large initiative in pushing entrepreneurship within the country, and it really shows.
I think the program is an incredible opportunity for anyone in Korea who wants to start a business with the potential to go global.
This program has really shown me just how amazing the talent is in South Korea. I think now is the best time ever to be a startup in South Korea. The government has been so supportive. The startup ecosystem has been so supportive of us. And we're actually really looking forward to staying for a long time and seeing where the startups we worked with have going, after this.